3 weeks of KVKL down. First post playing kickball pirate pod of the year. It's 10:18 in the morning. I'm in Ryan Pindry's living room. It's a little bit rainy outside. Who knows if we're going to play this week? I hope we play this week because I want to beat the living fuck out of Sacred Sword, bro. Beat the living fuck out of them. I'm going to make them regret ever showing up to KVKL, bro. I'm saying I already made I had a song made about Washi. I'll play it for you when this is over.
Amazing.
It's good. I'm excited. But how are you feeling today, Ryan?
Dude, I feel great. I'm sore. I'm tired. We're like in full swing. That's how I know KVKL's underway. My body's hurting.
Thursday's like the first day my body starts to feel all right. And then the problem is I play sand volleyball. And then like I'm obviously like very out of shape. And so sand volleyball is like kills me. So then it's like Friday's horrible, Saturday's horrible, and then it's like I've had to get a massage on Sunday the past 2 weeks. Like before game.
Yeah, nice.
And mind you, this past week I felt good. I was like loose, bro. I was loose. But yeah, no, the body's hurting this time. Yeah.
Man. How was your day Sunday leading up to the game?
Dude, that was a good day, man. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. I had a good meal for breakfast. I don't remember what it was though. Dude, I did go to IHOP last week before we played Invictus and we lost, so I'm never going back to that place.
You can't be doing that.
Never going back to that place. IHOP cut off forever. Yeah, Sunday was good, dude. I don't know if I'm honestly like really curious of your takes. I have some like surface level takes of one biggest game of the week crowd post COVID by a country mile.
Yeah.
And I think the timing of the game of the week helped in terms of like no one had to work or most people didn't have to work on Monday. So I do think that helped bring people out who maybe never would have came to begin with.
Yeah. Matt was there, and he didn't.
Yeah, but it's like I also think we all know why everybody came
to boo your ass.
Yeah, everybody, and it's like and not even just me. I mean, obviously, I think it was our team in general. Like for the most part, I mean, it wasn't just catered towards me. Yeah. Obviously, like the heaviest of it was catered towards me. But
I think there were a couple on your team that got got it worse than others.
Yes, and I think like my favorite part is like. That might be the first time that crowd's ever cheered for Global. And so I'm glad I was able to present them with that opportunity to hear the crowd cheer for them.
The vast difference, like, when you walked up to the plate compared to when AO walked up to the plate.
Oh, bro.
Just night and day.
Bro, the AO thing, like, is so funny to me because, like, well, I like AO. AO's a great guy, and I understand that KVKL loves him and this and the other. But it's, like, my favorite part is, like, if we lived in, like, a objective society, it's, like, AO came up to the plate with bases loaded twice.
Yeah. Did you listen to the mic'd up?
Yeah, I did, and
that I hear, but
so I would assume that Malloy is white balancing those in some capacity, even if he's not using white balance to white balancing. He's white balancing in some parts, and I would assume the reason is there's some feedback on the mic.
Explain that to me, like I'm.
What white balance does, like, so I use white balance at work, and what it does is like we're not allowed to use like licensed music, so like obviously at kickball games we're playing music. And so we would like white balance it, and like AI will like remove the music, and that's where you get that like sound where it like almost kind of sounds like you're underwater or like talking in a hallway. And so we use white balance because like we're not allowed to use licensed music. So like we post an NBA highlight, we'll white balance it so it removes the NBA arenas like playing music in the background stuff. And so I assume Beloy is doing some sort of that, and I assume it's for a very good reason. Either one, the music's like cutting into the mic, or like there's feedback or something, but like. It also kind of unfortunately is taking away from the quality, because it's like I do think if it was like completely clean audio quality, it would be even better.
Well, hearing like the crowd.
Yes, and so I thought it was great. I'll just like share like I like the whole, and I don't know if I'm assuming you didn't catch this in real time because like it's probably hard to hear down the field. It's like they accused us of Scott running into Ishe. Like almost immediately, and they like, and like the reality of the situation is I have no problem. They completely fucking made that up, and I know why they made it up because last week it's on our film. Trey said to run into Austin on purpose because the refs called Mike Z being the ref called interference on Bailey on a play, and I will say this: I actually like disagree with Scott getting home. I do not think he should get home plate, but the rules say he should get it. I don't like Scott was never making it home safely in that play. Right. He's rounding the base because that's what he's going to do, but it's like and Ishe had no business standing there. But it's like Scott is never making it home safely there unless they have an egregious error. So I do not think he should be awarded home. But that's what the rule is. Well, the week before, Bailey, like the ball was at second base. Like Brett Shinhall had the ball at second base. And I think it was Gage from Invictus. Like rounds first right into her. And like they have the ball at second base and like Jess is going to him. Like no world is he going to run. No world is he going to get there.
Right.
And then they like award him second base. Right. And so then Trey's like, holy shit. Let's like, oh, he run into Austin. It's like. They were taking it from that and like running with it, pretending we said to do that, and we did not. And like, I love KVKL to death, but it's like no, like we're not like people can just like get away with lying if people like you, which is just like to me is crazy. And like Cal was the one saying it immediately, and then obviously now the audio shows like AO was like saying that we did. It's like we did not say that, and then Mike didn't pick it up. Alex Hammond didn't hear it. No one on our team fucking heard it, and somehow two people on their team, they're just like openly lying about our team, and no one likes our team, so everyone's gonna be like, oh, like, fuck them, this, the other. It's like that shit pisses me off.
I think it's a good way to motivate yourself or your team. Like, yeah, these motherfuckers are running into us, like getting pissed. Like that's a good way to motivate people on the team. I mean, whether or not they truly believed it is a different story.
They 100. I think it's a copium.
Yeah,
a copium situation.
Could be.
And it's like my take is like my team. We do enough, and we will continue to do enough for people to dislike us. Don't lie about it. Like you don't need to lie. We will be assholes enough, and we will come out there and fucking play our asses off and scream, "Let's fucking go!" every single time we get you out and make plays against you. Like you don't have to sit here and make up lies that aren't true. That's kind of where I net out on that.
Yeah, I mean, I may have spoken on this in the whole 2 hour and whatever minute episode we recorded or podcast just completely gone off the face of the earth. So, but like your team is exactly what I think the league needed.
100%. I agree. I agree, and it's like I think you would have probably like the 45 plus have played in the league, 15 plus people would tell you you're wrong, but just about anybody else would tell you we're right. And like the proof will be in the pudding. And I'm not like. I'm not going to challenge people because then they'll like all show up just like despite me. But it's like we had the largest attendance we'll have all year until my team makes the championship, and then more people will show up. And it's like it is what it is, and it's like the product of the matter is like some people like Betsy Hatch calling us a fucking super team on Facebook. I've heard it's like we're not a fucking super team. We're just people who like most of us were already playing travel kickball together, and like the reality is like I have again no problem saying this because like I would say it to anybody's face, but it's like. Dude, if people are on my team this year and they left your team, it's because last year your team was either making decisions that were counterproductive to winning, or your team wasn't like making decisions to win. And it's like everyone just wants to win. Like people don't want to like people don't want to play in a style that's like they're gonna lose because you're not putting your team in the right kicking order, or you're not putting people in positions to succeed. And it's like. I'll use like one example, and I'm saying I have no idea if this had any influence, absolutely none. But it's like if you look at Global 1,000% should have been in the championship game last year. They had Jimmy on first base with no outs, and Mike Z got hurt. Mike Z's one of the best butters in the league. He got hurt. They could have scratched him and taken no outs because they were kicking 11, so they could have just gone down to 7 and had a legal lineup, and they would have won the game. Yeah. And they didn't, and he was still hurt, and he like just bunted up one and like limped over there and knew he was going to get out, and it's like. That move cost them the game. Yeah. They would have won. They would have objectively won the game if they did not do that. And so it's like, that's just the type of stuff. And it's like all these teams, we got guys from the Shirt Factory. We got people from Red Legs. Like, Red Legs lost to Tope Oaks when they didn't have Jess, just simply Jess. I guess Walker was gone too, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, your teams aren't making decisions to win. And like, we are. And it's like, everyone always said Bryson's asshole. Bryson. It's like, bro, I haven't yelled at anyone on my fucking team because it's like, I don't care if you make. Bro, Jess had the worst fucking error I've ever fucking seen. That was fucking horrible. And Trey, honestly, like kind of the same thing with his fucking throw home when he could have turned around and tagged. So he could have honestly pulled off a triple play on that play if he like would have just turned around, tagged that person, touched 2, and thrown it 1. Yep. And it's like instead he throws it home and throws it wide, and so it's like
who was kicking?
Oh, Cal. Cal was Cal. Okay. He had like Eli behind. Oh no, he wasn't. He had like. I don't even remember who it was. Riley. It was like Riley was running from 2 to 3 behind him, and there's like Skyler was running to second, and then Cal. It's like Trey could have pulled a triple play out there. It's like It's like I'm not yelling at them because people are gonna make mistakes. It's like our team is committed to winning, and I know everyone's giving their fucking all every fucking play. I'm not gonna yell at anybody. Who I am gonna yell at is the rest, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, it's I don't know.
How did it? Is there an origin story? Like, were you on a tournament? Were you away and you were just talking to Jess and Trey?
No.
You guys are like,
well, I don't want to talk too much about our team. The real reality of the situation is this. Like, obviously we had conversations, and like last year before the season, we tried to make a team off of our fall ball team. I don't know if you remember, like the original Kangaroo Court, which was like me, Junior Corbin, Washi, Chin Halls. Trying to remember who our girls were. like Sarah Riley, and like mind you, I don't think she was ever going to leave, but like you know the interest was there, and we were like trying to pull Liv. But the big thing was we were trying to pull Liv and Bailey, and Bailey was like pretty in for it, but it was like you know she was about to start playing with her boyfriend, so she was like kind of excited for that, and it was like you know I'll leave, but like you know I need to know what's happening, and then it kind of fell apart last minute. Is what it is. But then like the real reality of what happened was that like Jess wanted Red Legs to get better, and Chance was willing to leave Global to go play with Jess. And the Chinahals wanted to play with me, and I was like, "Well, Jess, if you can get all of us on Red Legs, like, we'll do it."
Ooh, okay.
And the real reality is that like a lot of Red Legs didn't want to play with me. Perfectly, I mean that's their decision. Perfectly fine. You know, it is what it is. And so then Jess and Jordan are like lifelong, or not lifelong, but like really, really, really good friends. And Jess is like, "Well, I'm not leaving Jordan. Like, I don't want to screw her over." And like she, you know, she had to put in a lot of work to get me on this team. Blah blah blah. And Jordan just told her, "You can leave." Like she's like, no qualms. Like I'm not going to be captain anymore, anyways. Like I kind of don't care as much anymore. So she left. So then it was just like from there, it was like full speed ahead because like we were trying, like me and Trey were trying to put the team together and steal Corbin away, but Corbin obviously like Jess is kind of his mom, so it's like he didn't want to leave her. Right. He like and like you know there's some guilt there. So it was like it just kind of like it kind of sent things full steam ahead. When Red Legs like kind of told Jess she could leave. Gotcha. Yeah, that's really how it all went down. Then like Trey,
I like how Jess got Jordan's blessing.
Yes,
Jess got to get
Trey really wanted to play with Corbin because again, I'll say this is the last thing I'll say about my team for now is no other team in the league in our position would not be throwing hissy fit, and I don't think any other team in our position would still be winning games because we were missing our third baseman and our catcher, and Johnny's lost the sacred sword. And what was the first thing everybody said? Michael didn't play.
Yeah, right.
And Michael's the best catcher in the league. Michael's very, very fucking good. And he is the second best strategist in this league, I'll say.
Right.
And that team revolves around him, for sure. But it's like, we're missing our catcher and third baseman. The reality is, we built a team that, like, can compensate for that. And it's like, Aaron's supposed to be in the outfield. Aaron and Chance in the outfield would have been the best outfield in the league. They are so fucking good. And instead, Aaron is now playing third base.
Is Aaron the fastest person on your team, probably?
I would say so,
Pretty damn close.
Corbin might be up. Corbin Jr.
He is fast. He has no business being that fast with that
so
frame,
fast.
dude. That man.
He's so fast. Dude, and Jess says this, and like I honestly Corbin might have been the best player in the league this year. He is he is playing like in travel kickball. He like people are like I play on a couple teams that aren't from Lawrence, and they like ask me like they're like, "Hey, like can you get your third baseman to come play with us in this tournament?" Like dude, Corbin is like that guy.
That's crazy, man. And dodgeball and pickup basketball took these boys out.
Dodgeball and pickup basketball. It's like Marcus was like supposed to just like only kick, and now he's like having to play, and so it's like
and he's doing great.
Yeah, and it's like we picked up obviously Dakota and Scott, and so it's like we are compensating. We're missing our 1 and 3 hole. Corbin was going to lead off, and Junior was going to kick 3 hole, and so it's like we are still playing like this without them, and so it's like we might not win the league this year. I'm sure a lot of people have something to say about that if we don't, but it's like the real reality is like Corbin, in my opinion, was going to be the best third baseman in the league this year, and we don't have him. And Aaron and Chance were going to be the second and third, behind Zach, best outfielders in the league this year. And it's like we have Aaron playing third base now, and Chance is alone in the outfield. So I don't know. It is what it is. That's the origin. That's our team.
I did want to speak on real quick. Just kind of a shout out. I don't really know the guy very well, but Scott. Like being put in the situation that he's put on, I think he's delivered for you guys.
Yo, dude,
the pressure's got to be insane for him, man.
I love Scott.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is, Scott's like just as hated as I am because Scott in other like Lawrence Parks and Rec adult leagues acts like kind of the same way. He's caught guy. I know volleyball's like kind of his big thing.
Yeah.
And he
is he bigger in volleyball than kickball?
Well, like he plays like sand indoor. He plays there. He's very
nice. Good for him.
In volleyball.
Yeah, I used to play him in volleyball, but I don't. Like I said, I don't know the guy like very well, but I can just imagine the pressure. Yeah. Being thrown on the not super team, just the no autographs, playing with all these younger. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's
probably close to my age. You got a couple kids.
Okay, yeah. I just imagine the pressure's there. I know when you guys were playing Invictus and him and Chance had some sort of miscommunication or something where it just dropped between them. You could tell it hit him pretty hard. He was pretty upset about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Scott, he played with me the past couple years. Like, hey, he's a Marcus guy, so he played one season with Matadors, like 2017, 2018.
Was that a kickball team?
Yeah, it was Marcus and Santos' team many moons ago. And then he played City League, and I think a lot of people don't like him from City League. He's just like and I'm not going to say Scott was always in the right, because he definitely probably wasn't from the stories I've heard, but it's like, I've always said, like, a lot of people don't like it when their energy gets matched. It's like,
Right.
I'll use the Facebook thread the other day. Washi chirped us.
Mm-hmm.
I got a PhD in shit talk.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to win this. And it's like, then it's like, Bryson's in it. Like, Washi, and I'll say this. Washi is going to Dallas, Texas with us.
Right.
I think today. I literally think they left today.
Okay.
Like, they're literally about to sit in a car for 8 hours with Jess, Huddy, and Chance. And we're about to play in the kickball tournament this weekend. Sure, like, did that comment section get a little feisty? But it's like, at the end of the day, like, we're still, like, cool.
Yeah,
people do not understand that. And, like, everybody, like, a bunch of people went up to Washi on Sunday and were like, dude, like, good job, Trevor. Them, like, I fucking hate Bryson. Bye. And it's like,
that's crazy.
You think Washi isn't going to fucking come tell me that shit?
Yeah,
That's exactly what he's going to do. And it's like, we were just shit talking.
Yeah,
exactly. And it is like,
so harmless.
It was 100% about kickball. And I fucking made a diss track about Washi. He's trying to make some shitty fake country song
That's
about
awesome.
me. It's
That's
like, bro,
awesome.
that is the situation there. And all of you who went up to him and like tried to talk shit on me, thinking that like it was gonna be not spit back to me, you're fucking
as
idiots.
if he's like against you guys,
Yes,
which is just not the case.
And so it's people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, cool, man. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's like I said, every game I want to watch, I end up playing at the same time as you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, this is actually something good to talk about is the schedule. So I think the schedule through 9 weeks is better than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think the scheduling through 9 weeks is going to have been better than it ever was, because they did talk about this on the podcast the other day. And so, did you hear Jeff Bovey's comment? He's like, "Is Bryson a friend of the podcast?"
no.
Were you at the pod on Tuesday?
I was.
They were like friend of the podcast, Bryson. Jeff's like, well, is he a friend of the podcast? He's got a rival podcast.
Oh yeah. I sent you know the meme of the Bloods and the Crips with the tied together. I sent Sean that. I was like, that's the Pirate Pod and the Ball and Idols
100%.
or whatever.
But like, what was I saying? The schedule stuff. They were talking about the schedule. They were like, they'll schedule this, and like I know Jess chimed in her opinion. I disagree with Jess. But like my biggest thing is this.
And her point was her main point was she likes playing teams.
She likes playing.
She doesn't know much about them now.
Here's the real reality: is that like Jess wants to play bad teams so that I'll let her play third base.
Right.
Because like she's gonna play third base against the D-holes.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's more of a slight at the D-holes than anything. And it's like Jess is like almost like kind of backdoor. Like the real reality is if we're letting Jess play third base, we do not think your team can beat us in any capacity.
Right.
Correct. That is the real reality of that situation. We believe that even with Jess, and Jess will get people out. Like she's good enough at third base.
Yeah,
but it's
certainly.
Like, we believe that we will score so many more runs on you that you won't be able to compensate for the fact that our third baseman is not even probably our top 5 best third baseman. And so it's one of those things where it's like all of her takes are purely out of selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I do agree with a lot of what she's saying, but like all of her takes are out of selfishness. So I'm not going to agree with what she's saying. And because I'll use the example, and I know we talked about like the Brooks, like what like I think people told me Brooks had kind of cooked up something. They considered it for a schedule. They ended up passing on it for whatever reason. But it's like what I heard about that was the idea was like breaking us into thirds, sixths, and 12ths. And I think that's it. And it's like you kind of played everyone in your third. So like if you're number 1, you played 2 and 3, and then you played. I think you also played 4, 5, 6, and then you played 1 out of 7, 8, 9, and you played 1 out of 10, 11, 12, and then you played 1 out of 13 through 18.
Okay.
And what the idea of what that schedule would have done was kind of prevent this situation that is now kind of occurring, where it's like we have you guys, Free State and LSF, very clearly at the top of the 2-pod. Now JDE, now they've kind of refixed their roster, might be able to like kind of get back in there. But it's like you guys are all in inter-pod play going to probably be in some capacity undefeated. I don't think any of you 3 will lose to anybody below you. And so you're probably all going to. I know you lost your cross-pod play game. I think LSF probably really doesn't have a chance to beat Johnny's. I think Free State might have a chance to beat Post House, but without Austin, I'm not going to feel anywhat confident in that. But it's like you 3 are probably going to. Someone might go 2-0, or you might go all 1-1. Like that wouldn't shock me. But it's like now the problem with this schedule is. Do I think any of you are better than the Honey Badgers? No. And I'm not even going to say I think Honey Badgers is the 9th best team, because I actually don't. I think they're better than Love Garden. I think they're probably just as good, if not better, than Sacred Sword. Like, obviously, Sacred Sword did lose to Love Garden, and I will post my power rankings model today after the Fire Pod. But I think Love Garden is not better than Sacred Sword.
Right.
And I think as someone who like watches a lot of kickball and like is a big analytics guy and like eye test, like if you watched that game, did you think that Love Garden was better than Sacred Sword?
No, and I think Sacred was like ahead through 7.
Yes,
or 8.
it's like
just
they controlled that game and like they were always on the front foot until they weren't, which is like that is not me saying like Love Garden's not good. That is a credit to Love Garden that they overcame a team who was clearly better than them through 7 innings and beat them. That is a credit.
And then those 2 new guys that everyone's talked about for Love Garden, they both were not there as well. So
correct.
I think it was a weird sample to take from, to be fair.
And so we'll see. But it's like my point is like now we're going to run into this situation where we get to week 10, formerly marquee matchup. Who knows what's going to be now? And let's just say it goes KVC Tropics 10, LSF 11, Free State 12. Well, and then let's say 9 is Love Garden, who went. Let's say they go 2 and 6. No, 2 and 7. No, they would go 2 and 6 in pod play. They won their out of pod game. So they'll
Love Garden did. Who was that?
They beat Woost.
Woost.
So let's say they're 2 and 7 or 3 and 6, one or the other, and like Honey Badger's right there with them, Sacred Sword right there, or Red Legs even. Like Red Legs, like a lot of hype around them at the moment.
Yeah,
but it's like there's also like a really real chance that like they don't win another game.
Red Legs.
Like I do think they will. I do think Red Legs will win another game. They play Love Garden this week. I do think Red Legs will win that. But also, do you think there's a chance Red Legs loses this week? I do. And it's like there's also a chance they can lose the rest of the games. It's like they deserved the win against Global, but like let's not pretend that wasn't win dated because that was another game where it's like Global was scoring runs like in a manufactured way that I think is very repeatable. I don't think the way Red Legs was scoring runs was super repeatable.
Let's see what Red Legs have after Love Garden, because I still think that's like Love Garden's going to fight whoever with those. How'd Love Garden do this week? Do we know?
They lost Invictus.
Invictus. Do you know the score? Was it close?
I don't think it was particularly close.
So
No, they lost to Johnny's. Sorry, not Invictus.
I mean, these next 2 games are certainly winnable for Legs. Is Love Garden and then Sacred, and then Honey Badgers, and then they go Johnny's, no autographs, Post House. So it's kind of like some more winnable versus like, okay, this is
it's like 3 and 3 is possible, and I also think 0 and 6 is possible.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's like a credit to the schedule again, which goes back to my point. Like through 9 weeks, the schedule is great, but it's like what's going to happen when we have let's just say Love Garden's 9, Honey Badgers is 8, Red Legs is 7. What do you do with LSF, Tropics, and Free State? Because I think we talked about this in the first one, but it's like there's a nightmare scenario where let's say you guys are 10 and you play or you play Love Garden at 9 and you lose. And so it's like, okay, you lost to the 9th place team. So, but you beat these 2 teams behind you, so they're not clearly better than you. But what happens when LSF beats Honey Badgers? And then Red Legs loses to Free State.
Free State, right.
And then it's like, well, shit, like they just showed they can't beat this team. But they already showed they can beat those 2 other teams who also beat teams who are ahead of the team they lost to.
Right.
And then so it's like we've achieved nothing. And so that's where the problem with this schedule comes. And Jess did bring that point up, and I think some other people talked to it. It's like that is the real problem, is that it's like they've done a good job of making people have competitive schedules. And then like I do know the Honey Badgers have unfortunately gotten screwed by said competitive schedule where it's like they played the 3 toughest teams off the rip. That is just an unfortunate reality that like
so did you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I understand like the Honey Badgers perspective, but you also like, for example, Woost probably had a similar perspective, and they already won a game in our.
Well, they beat the team right ahead of them, though.
Yeah, who what?
Rollers.
Yeah,
right. So it's like I will say I think the nice thing about the Woost is I think they care way less about winning than
certainly
like teams in the Pod 1 do. But yeah, it's just interesting because it's like. You've now created the situation, and that's what I think the other schedule idea would have done is like you could have gotten the water tested to figure out can these teams win against better competition, and like the only way you're going to find that out this year is like, and this I would say too, the biggest error I think they made was you're playing the team that was the same rank as you in the other pod. It should have been snaked. It should have been 9 plays 10, 8 plays 11, because then you could like actually have a potential scenario where you're seeing some teams win or lose, and then you can utilize marquee matchup week. The real reality is that like I don't know if we're gonna have an upset in the 1 versus 2 pod. I know we've already had one in the 3 versus 4, but like the skill gap down there.
What was that?
It was Ghosts versus Regulators, but it's like the skill gap down there is way smaller, and like
right.
Also, the idea of a team like Ghosts, I think they're like 32, 33. Like a team being ranked 33rd that actually is probably 25th is way more likely than a team being ranked 13th that is actually 5.
Right.
You know, it's
Correct,
like that is
yes.
like that is the reality of that. And so that is kind of where my takes on the schedule come. Is like I think the schedule is great. As someone who just wants to play top teams all the time, I'm happy. I have absolutely no complaints. My team is, you know, for the most part content. Like we get to play D-Holes as our one team in the other group. Like with all due respect to the D-Holes, you guys just run ruled them.
Yep.
We are going to beat them handily. We're going to have Jess at third base. We're going to have fun. Who knows where everyone's going to play. Marcus isn't even coming to the game. I'm not kidding. Marcus is genuinely not coming to the game. It's in his contract. He does not have to play against anybody. He does not have to play against anybody that's not in the one pod.
Outside of the pod.
And so I don't know. It's just one of those things where like that's areas for improvement. And like what the one thing that like kind of irks me sometimes with the board is that like I think they all sometimes just take things personally when you're like trying to criticize things or like move things forward. But it's like, I'm just like I just want to move things forward, and like I genuinely do not think, at least like the people who made the executive decisions on like choosing to play 1 through 9 and 10 through 18, I don't think they thought about what's going to happen to teams 10, 11, 12, and teams 19, 20, 21. And like you want to know what the reality is? None of those teams are the board teams.
Right.
And I don't think that's like on purpose, but I also think it's like when you as a captain and when you're on a team, like you think of things from your perspective. And I don't think any of them had the perspective of like, oh, what happens if like, and I guess, you know, there's a world where Avery could be in that as 10, but I also sometimes get the vibe that Avery's probably like not in there, like trying to raise a hockey, like, you know, shit.
No.
Oh no. Cause a ruckus. Oh, hopefully that didn't fuck up the audio. God damn it. All right, we have made a decision to try and fix the audio, so I apologize for the conjoinment of the audio here. But to finish off, the schedule stuff is like that is I think the situation. And like, and the thing is, like, I don't think it's like a back-breaking decision. I don't think like the league is ruined because they've like not gonna know who should actually be 10, 11, 12. Like, I know you and I have had this conversation. If I'm 10, if I'm you guys, and I know again we've had this conversation, you guys aren't winning the cup. You ain't winning the cup. You ain't winning the cup. I would try to win the Twain because I actually like firmly believe like stepping stone is like way more important than like what Free State did last year. And I told the same thing to Seth. Free State beat Honey Badgers. And I'll say this, I don't think Free State necessarily wanted to or expected to beat Honey Badgers. Right. But that put them into the cup side. But it's like, if you lose in the quarterfinals, you walk away with nothing. And as someone who's lost in the quarterfinals before, you walk away with nothing. Yeah, you get less games because you could have gone to the Twain side and won more games and kept playing and won a trophy. You know, and it's like the reality is like you're also probably going to run into a buzzsaw. Like if you guys end up as the 10 seed and you beat what would it be the 7 seed, you're going to play the 2 seed, which is going to be like us, Invictus, or Johnny's. Like that's not going to be a fun time. It's like I would much rather go win the Twain and then be like, okay, hey, trophy, we got to celebrate. Team, we have something to celebrate because like. I get the premise of like guys, we won our last game and we just got mollywalked and we got to celebrate. It's like no one's gonna be like, yeah, we just got our ass beat. Let's fucking go. And so it's like I would firmly say that like I would always choose to go win Twain and then be like, hey, next season like now we take that next step. So yeah, that's kind of my take on that. But yeah, it sucks for those teams, but I'm not one of those teams, so I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it. I know you're one of those teams. Though.
We are, yeah. No, I mean. I agree to an extent. I think there's like what Free State did last year was very impressive to me, like versus like playing in the Twain, just because obviously giving Johnny's a run for them. Could you imagine if Free State had won that game? Everything would be different right now. Everything we'd be talking about stuff much different right now. But I do think the step in the right direction is when the Twain then try to move into that cup side of things, like you were saying.
Yeah, for sure. Let's sorry, I'm making lunch plans with Marcus.
Oh, fun. That's cute.
Let's just like talk what's going on in the league, just like in pods. I'm gonna start with pod 4. One because we spent some time talking about the top of the league.
Yeah, I got takes on pod 4.
I want some things. First off, this obviously people may remember first Pirate Pod. Me. Some call me the GOAT. Some call me the woke. It is what it is. I said I thought the Feral Femmes were gonna be the worst team in the league. I don't necessarily know that I disagree. Oh, that's your thing. I don't necessarily know that I disagree with the take I gave originally yet.
Right.
But I will say one thing. Feral Femmes' offense is scoring more runs than I expected them to be able to score. And I think they deserve every bit of credit for that. I didn't completely dive into the Empire game, but I know they were scoring runs on Empire. And Empire's defense is not like a gimme defense by any means.
Right.
And so I think this. I was talking. I think I was talking to Jess about this. I think that the Feral Femmes might win this week against New Kicks, and I think a lot of people were like New Kicks, including you and I, top of Group 4.
Oh my god.
And the reality is, and this is clearly a New Kicks decision, and that's just perfectly fine. They're playing a lot of 5-5, 6-4. They're playing people like if I was to take a guess, the statement of saying they're playing people where they want to play, compared to where they maybe should be playing, is like an accurate statement. And they're having fun from every like thing I can see. Topher's messaging me when the next Pirate Pod is that they seem to be having fun, which is great for them. But they're a team that has, Mikey and Tyrell, who were on my team, Willis, like, they have players who have played in the top 10 of the league and top 15 of the league, and they don't really appear to be playing a style that was like, hey, like, let's let these players take over games and just dominate everybody.
I think they had Mikey at third.
Yeah, they might get third, which I'm sure Mikey's having a blast at third. But it's like, I think if they play 5-5 this week, I think the Feral Femmes might win, bro. Because you want to know what I'll say? I think I would take I think you're putting yourself in a territory where Feral Femmes' best 5 girls are better than the 5 girls on New Kicks, and you're allowing that like margin to be increased. And like what Feral Femmes is what I've seen from watching them, and is what was always going to be apparent, is they're going to be a small ball team. And I do know, I think Liz Carr had a good kick, and I know Heather was like kicking home runs and stuff, but it's like they're going to be a small ball team. They're going to play that game inside the diamond. And their offenses, they're fast enough and they are good enough at bunting. They bunt correctly. They're not going to pop up a ton of bunts, at least at the top of their lineup. Right. Like, the top of their lineup is going to score runs. And if you're going to play 5-5 as the New Kicks on the block against them, I genuinely think you're going to lose that game. Yeah. And I think New Kicks just lost to Gators, right? Who just lost after playing 10 guys against 8 people and lost. That is a that is not a good sign for me.
Who did Gators lose to the week before? Was it like
late fees? They lost. Gators were kicking 10 guys. Are you aware of that? 10 guys. What they had, and again, I don't want to dive too deep into gender stuff, but it's like they had a female spot, they had a female and a guy split kicking spot, they had a non-binary and a non-born male and a girl split kicking spot, which is perfectly fine. The girl spot and the non-binary female is perfectly fine, but you cannot have the guy and girl splitting.
Right.
So one time through their kicking order, they kicked 10 guys, 1 girl.
Oh no!
And it's like that to me is like kind of nutty.
Well, they still lost.
And they still lost. And like the other team had 8 people. Ryan, last night KC League, the game before us, they had to play us, and the winner played us. The team that had 8 people won, and the other team had KVKL people, which I'll keep all my opinions there short. But it's like, dog, if you're losing to a team with 8 people, you have some serious problems.
Right.
If it's like 9 people, you just remove the rover and you're all right. If the other team has 8 people, they have a legitimate gaping hole the size of the Grand Canyon on their defense somewhere.
Yep.
A gaping hole. And if your team cannot take advantage of that, and also Ryan, they're taking 2 outs. They're going to take 2 outs automatically every time through the kicking order. If your team cannot, I would even say, like, just win the game, dominate that game, or control that game clearly, like, you're just not going to be ever deemed, in my opinion, a competitive team.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Not everyone wants to be a competitive team. That's perfectly fine. But it's like, you're going to lose. Like, you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt from me. And I will say, to stand up for my boy Seth, Mickey was in the comments of the fucking 8 people. Oh, we won and you moved us down, and then you lost to a team with 8 people.
Right.
While kicking with an illegal lineup.
Yeah.
No bueno. But they got their back against the New Kicks. And my point back is that, like, there's a world where New Kicks go out and just smoke the shit out of Feral Femmes this week. Like, they play the lineup the way they should. They have their lineup formatted the way they should. There's a world where they just go out there and have fun and try to have fun, and I think the Feral Femmes want to be able to give it to them because the New Kicks defense is just not going to be good enough and not going to have people in positions to succeed enough to stop Feral Femmes' offense. And, like, do I think that, like, there's a world where New Kicks could, like, you know, just come back late and, like, lock in? Sure, but it's like, I think Feral Femmes only gave up 17 to Empire. It's like, I think Feral Femmes can put up 15 on New Kicks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. That's my biggest takeaway from Group 4.
I am dumbfounded, honestly, that, because we both said, I will stand by it. I think any loss on new kicks for these first 9, and I still think any loss is all bad losses.
Yes.
And they have 2 bad losses right now. Ringers and,
yeah.
and it's like
Ringers are
it's a tough one for me to say
yeah.
that Ringers is a quote unquote bad loss, but like I think, do we know the score to that game? Do we have any idea?
It wasn't particularly close, I don't think.
Which is just shocking to me. And I mean, like I said, I imagine that Tyrell and Mikey would both score every time they go up to the plate. They could carry a defense. I thought it would be a lot different.
Yeah.
And
I think if I was just like to speak candidly, especially about those two who like I enjoyed playing with both those players a lot last year. Tyrell especially because he was a like show up and play type guy and like doesn't really like watch and doesn't like and that's perfectly fine. It's like he's got the skills to get things done, but it's like that team. I think the real reality is like they're not playing efficiently. Like new kicks are good enough to be competing in the third bottom, in my opinion, skill wise. You just like talent, people on the team, blah blah blah. But it's like they're not setting themselves up to succeed. And like the real reality is like you go from like team. I'm gonna say 18 because holy fuck! Thank God we didn't post that last podcast. I thought Arbar was gonna be able to make a run. Bro. They're the worst team in human history. But it's like you go like 18 through 36. The real difference there is not necessarily skill. Sure, like the teams like 18 to 24 all probably have a player who's good enough to be playing in the top like third of the league, and so that player is like taking over games and making big time plays. And then like the real difference is like, are you putting people in positions to succeed? Are they aware what to do? Will they get the ball back to the pitcher? Does the pitcher know the rules? That's a big thing. Dude, having a pitcher who understands that like other runners can't run if they hold on to the ball. It's like, think about how many times you've watched a game. Pitcher has the ball, player takes off, and the pitcher throws the ball.
Yeah, right.
They're like, throw you 3, and they throw it. It's like, that's the difference down there. The difference is like that small stuff, the knowing the rules and like executing properly inside of them. And so yeah, it's new kicks to me at the moment. Like they have talent, but they and like I think like Topher made the shout. I think I saw Fresh was playing third base for them in one of the games. His name's Fresh. He plays like City League a lot. He's a like older. He's older. He's an older guy.
Okay.
Older guy, and he's like solid dude. Like he's older. He's older. And it's like they appear to just be having fun, which is perfectly fine. But it's like, well, then like the real reality is like I'm gonna have a conversation about your team right here on this Pirate Pod. I'm gonna say I think you might lose the Trail Pimps, and so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
That's where my take. I would like to just like get your take. So if you just, I'm going to use SAP pool. It's like SAP pool is not too far away from where my model netted out on things. Like Ghosts now have like completely left Pod 4, which I think is right. Like they are like, we're no longer considering them a Pod 4 team, despite the fact. But it's like they're only going to play Pod 4 teams the rest of the year. They're probably going to beat the rest of them.
Right.
Assuming that like people are able to make it every week. So it's like if you look, like first responders 3-0, I think is like the biggest thing. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you got a team I think won 1 game last year, maybe 2, but it's like not a very good team last year. But I think if I was to make 2 statements about why I think they're having success this year. First one, they played fall ball together, and you saw Empire doing that the past couple years. I think that stuff helps, and it's like fall ball is simpler. You only bunt once, which like puts way less stress on your triangle and way more on your team to just like get better at kickball. And so I think that's helped them. And then I think too, it's just like, I think there was players who were talented. I don't think first responders were putting themselves in a position to succeed last year. I reffed one of their games. And like, I think her name's Skylar. It's the girl that like yells really loud.
Yeah, blonde hair.
Yeah. She like used to be on our bar. And she like, she's like, I think she's like in athletic training. She's like, she's like fit and like can run and stuff. It's like, they were like kind of letting her do whatever the hell she wanted last year because she's like probably like one of the best players on the team, which is perfectly fine. But it's like I don't think she was good enough to be just like getting the free reign to like go do whatever the hell you want. And at least when I watched them this year, like she's not doing whatever the hell she wants, and like they're putting her in a position to like help them. And like I think it's Chris. That's the captain. Right? Chris, yeah, Chris. Yeah. It's like Chris and I like I talked to him after the first game. I think it was that game of the week. I think I got there early and they were there. And it's like. I really think for them, it's like their team is getting comfortable and they're putting themselves in a position to succeed. And the nice thing too is that like they're only really playing teams that earn their skill level. And I think like that's another perk of the new schedule for these bottom teams is that it's like I don't know if I'm sure you saw Kenny's comment. I think he made a comment on the Facebook group about it being like kind of demoralizing. When you're playing teams clearly better than you and like I don't want to fucking start beef with the Honey Badgers again. But it's like I think they would agree that like Invictus, Johnny's, and Post House are all better than them. They've never beaten any of those teams, and so it's like when you're playing teams that you really like kind of are going to need a miracle to beat them. And mind you, massive credit to them for almost beating Johnny's for the record. Like and like. There's no like Michael was out. They were smoking Johnny's when Michael was still in that game,
and it wasn't recorded. Which
which is brutal. But it's like it does suck. So it's like first responders have not had that demoralizing of like having to play my team where we're gonna go out there and beat like fucking run will you in 2 innings. And it's like they're able to stay in games where it's like, hey, if something goes wrong, like you can still score runs next inning. You can fight back. And so as someone that's like, I know there was complaints about the schedule and people like so like the biggest things of likes is like the teams at the bottom are able to like kind of keep it together and there's no back-to-back games of playing like KBC Tropics and playing Sacred Sword. It's like it's not on your schedule anymore. It's like you're focusing on games you can win and like if you have a bad week you bounce back and you get like Empire. You know what I mean? It's like they had a really bad loss to the Regulators. Like people were talking Empire running the table.
I thought so, yeah.
And boom. That's kind of smacked in the face the game of the week in front of everybody.
Going out was a big part of that, I think.
And so, yeah, I think, like, they were able to bounce back against Feral Films. It's like, that's the nice part of this schedule. So, yeah, that's, I don't know if you have any other takes on Pod 4, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I mean, no, Pod 4 it's just fun because you see them all starting to kind of, we got a couple separating, and then, there's no world where I also don't think late fees would have got a win if you would have asked me. I think they were going to have a team.
Mm-hmm. Well, fuck, they got to win with 8 people. They don't have a team.
I
they genuinely don't have a team.
Yeah, it's just what I thought was going to happen was New Kicks taking off, and I've already been proving wrong because they're not doing well to start. I don't think Ghosts will go undefeated in that pod, personally. That's my only really hot take right now is I think first responders, even New Kicks can beat Ghosts. They're just going to be. I don't think any team at this point is going to come out undefeated of the fours.
Yeah, the thing with Ghosts, I think the reality is I think Ghosts picked. Have you seen them play? They picked up some people. They are not the Ghosts we thought they were going to be. Like they were not last year's Ghosts. They picked up some younger people, and those younger people, I think the reality is those younger people are just not going to lose to Gators, to Recess Rejects, to Rockets, to. Feral Films. I think that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, there was a couple teams that might give them a run. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But yeah, no, that's great. I think it's great. And I think honestly, what I'm most excited to see is if anybody goes over down there. And I am taking back my comment. And I'm not going to say I was wrong because I don't think I was wrong about Feral Films. I think the real reality is that their offense is better than I did expect. And I think having not really played the bottom of the league teams, I would have just expected, Ball Beavers, for example. They're 0-3 and they're fighting each other after the games and stuff. But I actually think Ball Beavers are not the worst team. I think they're going to win a couple of games.
Yeah.
And so it's I actually think there's going to be no teams that go over at the bottom of the league, which I think is fun. So
other than that, I don't have a lot of takes. We have a group 4 game of the week. LFK Rays versus. I don't even know who it would be. I'm not going to try to scroll down on here. But
1 second, I want to remember.
Is it Responders?
Yes.
No. Yeah, it is Responders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, I think it is.
That'll be a good one because LFK Rays, they've gotten a couple good results. Just beat the absolute shit out of late fees. I think it was 28-0.
Yeah.
28-0. They beat the Rays.
Late fees had 8, which is again back to that's what should be happening when the team has 8, and it's mind you, what's also crazy is the Rays lost to Rockets last week.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy.
Just shocking.
But I think my boy Shipley was gone. So
yeah.
That don't really count. Got an asterisk.
Right. Shipley said, do you know the 2 other teams that offered Shipley?
I was told Feral Films and I don't remember who the other one was.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I think he was telling me they asked him after he had already committed to play for Rays, which is good for Rays because they wouldn't have a team if they don't have the people that they have now because they were struggling to find.
Yeah, agreed.
But
one thing I think is I don't think there's a shortage of players. I think it's not gonna say teams aren't trying hard enough because I don't think that's what's happening. But I don't think they're looking in the right. I don't think some of these teams know. I'll use an example. We had a bad Astro practice the other day at KU Turf, and there was a 15 aside pickup soccer game happening on the other half of the turf. And it's bro, you go over there. I was I told you, I was like, bro, that boy got a fat. That guy can kick the fucking ball out. We should recruit some of these guys to travel. It's like that's how you go find. And like when I started playing with Mike Anderson, he would go to Lawrence Parks and Rec softball, and he would just go watch. And I could be wrong. I think he asked Jess to join our team like many moons ago, and she I think she knew Trey or Isaac or something, so she went play with them. But it's like you just go out there and recruit, and it's like that's how Invictus got Gage. I think he was like sliding headfirst into fucking like third base at softball. They're like, hey, you're good.
Well, Gage used to captain home loans.
Did he?
Yeah, Gage and home loans had Daniel Finch. I think his name's Daniel. It's Daniel.
Yeah.
So
I could have sworn someone told me they just like saw him at softball.
I mean, maybe recently. Maybe they ran into him at softball.
Yeah,
but Gage, 100% was the captain of home loans.
Nice.
Yeah, and then dumbbells.
Yeah. So that's it's like I think teams aren't necessarily. I think teams are like posting in the Facebook group and hoping.
Yeah, hey, anybody know a
like,
guy?
And it's like you gotta go hit the trails, man.
Go to
like,
the gym. Go to the gym.
Like, Bill Self will tell you, fucking Terrence Stokes don't just show up at your house.
What's that pitcher for Free State who just happened to move in next to Seth, and it was like, this fucking guy.
Aaron. Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes something will land in your lap like that, but not very frequently.
Yes.
I also believe, I don't know if this is public knowledge, that there will be a keg at Game of the Week.
Yes, I think they posted that, didn't they?
Maybe.
Or talked about it on the podcast. That's what it was. I don't know if you're aware. This is an old style KVKL thing. That used to be a thing, like a keg behind home plate sitch.
Yeah.
So it's like I think you got to donate money to the Rays. They're gonna give the charity or whatever, and then
So Emma called me. My coworker. She's my coworker.
Oh, the girl you're telling me about. She's on the Rays.
That I gave to the Rays.
Dude. Yeah, I'm realizing this now. She's the girl. She was talking to your parents when you guys were playing Harpies, and I was standing there talking to your parents. I didn't know who the hell she was.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, we just lost the Rockets," but I'm realizing that now. That's who that was.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
She called me last night and she was like, "What is this big deal about the keg?" and mentioned something how they had to talk to lawyers or something. Brandon had to talk to some lawyers.
I guess I could see a world because Brandon's technically sponsors that field and sponsors that team, and like it's more so like I'll say this as someone that like kind of worked in insurance for a while and like understands liability.
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason why also like we can't throw jello shots anymore.
Right.
And it's like, I don't think anyone in KVKL would go rogue and sue. But it's like, again, there's a reason why we have to sign waivers. Yeah. It's like, someone goes to the game of the week, gives $10 to the Rays, they donate it to charity. They have 7 cups of fucking beer. They fall off the back of Hobbs. They're like, Brandon, they could sue the fuck out of Brandon.
Absolutely.
I could sue the living. It's like, you fucking open up this keg and let me get fucking belligerently drunk. And that's why it's like bars, like, that's why bartenders are like, kind of told, it's like, if someone is clearly hammered, like, don't keep serving them because like they can now bring it back. There comes a point where it's like the liability's not on them, it's on us to like help them. And so I think that's probably what the situation
that
is.
makes sense. That'll be a fun Group 4 game of the week. I hope.
Agreed.
I hope that your team. I hope they triggered an effect for attendance.
I hope so.
At game of the week.
I fear that that's not the truth, but I hope so. We'll also say I don't think we're playing this week. I'll say this. Actually, my strongest thing is I don't think we're playing at Hobbs this week. Hobbs is a fucking floodplain, dude.
You know what I would love is another Broken Arrow game of the week.
That was horrible. That was the worst
like
game
that?
of my entire kickball
That was
career.
one of my. Oh yeah, you sucked in that game,
was
but that's fine.
horrible.
That's not. The
I
problem.
was horrible.
The thing
it was
is,
a field change, bro. I was not calibrated.
You were ready. You were ready for.
I was not calibrated.
I was
not calibrated.
Yeah.
That was a calibration issue.
But man, that crowd was so fun at that game of the week. I don't know if we got a stream or anything.
Yeah, you did because Aaron Gardner was like chirping me on it the whole time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, it was a fun game. It just the crowd was so fun and stuff. So like that wouldn't be a bad situation in my head. But I think the
thing that sucks is like I think as a spectator I 100% agree with you. As the teams like and I'll say I don't really care about playing game of the week. I like and that's why like we'll talk about the IFU situation in a bit. But it's like that's why I don't really care. Like, the punishment for getting IFUs is supposedly, allegedly, like, if you get 3, you lose your game of the week rotation.
Slot, right?
I wouldn't give a fuck about that, bro. I wouldn't give a fuck. It's like, my team will, for sure. It's like Sean would be in fucking tears. I think the rest of your team. But it's like, I don't really give, but it's like, a lot of people, like, really like you're playing on the lights, and, like, you get to go have fun, and some people dress up, and, like, some people, like, really enjoy all that. So I think that's, like, as a spectator, though, it's like, the Broken Arrow thing was great.
Yeah, for sure. But let's just... Hopefully we play kickball this week. That's where it starts.
Let's just play. Group 3, dude. Holman Needle and Ink running away. And what's interesting is like that team, you just never know what you're going to get because it's like we thought they were going to be good last year, and like they were talking about it on the pod, like their schedule was hard last year. It's like it was harder, but it's like they were dropping easy ones last year too. It's like I think that team struggles with consistency.
Yeah.
And I think they have maybe kind of figured some of that. I think they're getting people who are the core of their team is showing up every week.
What was the final against Jazz House?
They ended up winning by like 10.
Really?
But I think I don't understand why they did what they did. My honest take is this: they basically said we're going to play in the game for 45 minutes.
Jazz House
They-
would have won if they just would have been like, "Hey, let's finish this in."
Well,
Jazz
I
House would've won.
think I don't think you could do that. I think you have to go back to where the error happened, and you have to like play it out from there.
Okay.
And I think what the other reality is, like Rick played this last year. You know, it's like
I watched.
they were
I
like,
watched Rick play.
yeah, it's like I think Jazz House had a completely different team this time than they did last time.
Right.
And so that's the reality of that situation is that it's like we'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks for Jazz House. That really sucks for Jazz House.
I think like 8 of their players were wearing tennis shoes
Yeah.
during the game.
That'll happen.
If that tells you where they're
That'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's so I think, and then the unfortunate reality too is they lose to Soda Jerks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, afterwards because again they got Rick playing.
Yeah.
Like,
Has
Devin.
Holman played like Empire or Ringers?
No.
Has that happened yet?
No.
Okay.
So it's still alive there. I think that group is so interesting. I think the reality is like Cali Fusion is a good example. I lost to Soda Jerks last weekend, and you know my boy Ben's on that team. He was livid. But it's like I don't know that I think like see, Seth has Soda Jerks at 20. I think my model has him at like 21. I guess I look real quick. But it's like I don't think that's where they're going to be. I think they're going to end up at 24, 25.
Soda Jerks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think like they're getting carried by an upset, which they deserve. I mean, they won the fucking game. They deserve the credit for that. But
I think regulars might be undefeated right now. Or is that who Holman played after? No, they played.
regulars lost to Ghost Week 1.
Okay. Have you been invited to their little Facebook group?
Yes.
What is that?
So I asked Nick Lerner, I was like, "Did you mean to invite?"
Yeah, I left that group because I thought.
And he said like originally it was like their team group, but he's like he accidentally had it public, so like random people could see it and join and shit. And so he's like, now it's just old people. But you're not old, so I don't know why.
He invited me.
Yeah, no, he invited me too.
Nick Lerner.
I don't know why you got invited. You're not old enough. Yeah, so my model has Soda Jerks at 22. This is what it says. Ready? Soda Jerks are probably the best example of why early season overreactions are dangerous. After the ugly Week 1 performance, they rebounded immediately. And so it's like now they have like a Cali Fusion strong win, and we thought Jazz House was going to be good, so that is now counting as a good win for them. But it's like now Jazz House might not be good, or it might have just been a bad week. So it's like I think Soda Jerks will settle in at like 24, 25 when all things considered. But yeah, I think Pod 3 is interesting because like I think if I'm being honest right now, our bar we agree bottom Pod 2. Yeah, on the same page.
Oh yeah.
Our bar clear bottom Pod 2. Rollers might be like kind of down there with them. I'm not going to break some news on this podcast, but the Rollers
Big loss.
The Rollers lost somebody who was very important to their team to the transfer portal.
Certainly.
So, yeah, it's like I think the Rollers. I'm gonna say Rollers are bar. I think Holman can beat them. I think Empire is probably playing. Empire plays a good game. I think Empire's having a ball game with them. I think the Ringers could probably give. I think JB's Cali Fusion can give them a game. And so it's like I think that's now you got a situation where that's probably the first area of like you have teams that are like starting to like kind of merge over the 2s and 3s of like who's a 2, who's a 3.
I think one thing that goes against Holman for me is like only beating Corksuckers by 1.
Yeah.
Like if Corksuckers would have won that game, then I think Holman's stock is way down.
Yes, agreed.
But any given Sunday,
Yeah, any
shit
given
happens.
Sunday, man.
Shit happens.
Did they play Corksuckers this most recent week?
No, it
Or
was
wind
week 2.
week?
It was
Wind
week.
week.
5-4. I mean,
Wind week. That must have been wind coming in then. Yeah.
It was on 8, so facing the opposite way of the wind was coming in your face.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
pause.
Will it?
The wind was coming at you, not coming in your face. All right.
Can't say that
Anyway.
on the airwaves, sir.
Anyway, Pod 3.
No
fun.
more coming in face.
No, should not do
No
that.
coming in the face.
Who is the clear bottom right now? Are we thinking Jazz? Is that what?
No, it's rejects, isn't it? They're technically pod.
Ooh, definitely.
They're a pod 3.
They are pod 3.
Yeah.
Wait.
They're a pod 3 team.
Okay.
They're playing the pod. They're playing a pod 4 team this week.
For Rockets.
Yeah.
I think Rockets will win that game. Actually. You don't think
Dude, you want to know my honest thing is? Phil Childs second place in the fucking dance race this week.
Really?
You see it? The 7th inning stretch shit.
No, I didn't watch that.
Phil Childs got second place.
Really?
So, well, Rockets might be cooking.
Dude, that dude's got it. That dude Phil, he was on the podcast before the season. He's got it, man. Or
Phil's won like
seeping
Phil,
out.
you know, Phil's like a multi-time.
Yeah, and I had
so
no idea.
Yeah. When I first started playing League, he was on Wild Man.
That's amazing. Yeah. Good for him.
You know what sucks? Like, I don't even know what business Wild Man was. I have no idea. It's like
it's like a vintage like antique thing, right? Like a kind of like a clothes store or something like that. I don't know if they're still alive.
But it's like that's a great team name.
Yeah.
I think it was like Wild Man Attack for it.
That's a
like
great.
It's like that's a good team name. I know. I think if I remember correctly, Simon's friend or family, someone owns Post House, which is why that's the sponsor now. But honestly, I thought Black Stag was a good team name too. It's like obviously they're naming after businesses, but it's like some teams have good team names. Like I'll give credit, like Feral Films, that's a solid team name, especially like given they're playing in their sponsor. New Kicks even like a good. Given they're a new team, like that's a good team name. Bald Beavers, obviously, I didn't know what that was for the longest time.
I like it though. I think it's fitting for like what Bald Beavers is as a team. I think it's fitting because like I don't know, they're a lot of my old teammates, so I feel like I can say this, but it's just like no one really is like taking them seriously. And that's also like an unserious name, Bald Beavers. Well,
and like D Holes, like that's a good team.
That's a fun one.
It's like there are some teams who have like good team names.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not a fan of like just simply naming a team after a company. Great. Like
I think we only have like what?
Well, we got Johnny's, we got Global, we got Jazz House.
True. Yeah, you're
we
right.
got Holman, Needle, and Ink.
Free State.
Woost. Is Woost their? Who's their sponsor?
The Roost.
The Roost. So it's close.
Yeah.
It's a Wu-Tang mixed with Roost. Invictus Fitness. I think Invictus Fitness is cool though. It sounds scary.
Well, it's like also
it
her
is.
business.
It is a business.
I do think there's something different if it's like it's her business.
Yeah. Love Garden's a cool name.
Yeah.
But I think like like KBC Tropics, JDE.
You never eaten lunch at No Autographs?
No. Is that where you and Marcus are going today?
Good lunch spot. Good lunch spot. You want to come? You come look with us.
I'll be down. I'm coming. I like ringers, like playing off of the company is fun, but like. Yeah, I think these like the unique like where it's like we're not even sponsored by a company. You know, Cougar just asked me to be, and Cougar's best sponsor in the league for sure. And he just asked me to take over a team, and me and Matt were like, oh, Flint Tropics, that was our rec basketball team. Let's just name it after that. And so, yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to pod 2, man. Your pod.
I'll
let you talk first. Give me your takes on pod 2.
Well, I think this week it's kind of the start of where you're going to see separation. You got Free State and JDE, and then you got us and Shirt Factory. Obviously, I think the top 4. Harpies have a shout to be one of the top 4 in the group because they beat JDE. Obviously, JDE got Nick Burdick back, which
and I think they've gotten some more people. I don't not back, but I think
like new people.
They figured the team out because I won't say who, but I tried to get somebody on JDE who was interested in leaving their team, and Avery was like, "Oh, like let me know." But like honestly, I think I just kind of figured out the team, and I didn't realize at the time you got Nick back, so it's like it all makes sense.
So I mean, I'll start with ours against Shirt. I mean, that's gonna be fun, obviously, and they said it on the podcast. I hope it's not true. I don't know where it stands, but allegedly, Calvin won't be there. Before the podcast on Tuesday, before I found out this news, I texted my little leadership group, me, Matt, Kylie, Jordan, and Cougar, and I just said,
little leadership group of 6 people?
Cougar doesn't count.
Okay.
So it's just 4 of us, and then 2 captains, 2 people doing whatever. I was like, we are going to beat Shirt Factory Sunday. I am fully confident. That's before I heard that Calvin wasn't going to be there. Yeah. So I hope he's there because win or lose with Shirt Factory's full team, I think that shows us exactly where we're at.
Yep.
Free State and JDE, I think JDE is trending in the right direction, and then from what I'm hearing is Free State is losing. Yeah, so that could potentially, I'm not going to speak until we see it play out, be trending the wrong direction. So I think we're going to see a little split, and then just as the next couple weeks go, we're all going to start playing each other up at the top.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's interesting because I think the big question is like how does the JDE game go? Because obviously like what I would say for you guys, the loser of LSF versus Tropics can afford to lose that game because the real reality is like you'll get to play Free State and JDE, which neither of you have done.
Right.
And so it's like my take is that like if JDE competes and or beats Free State, it's like okay, well hey, now we have kind of like a 4-team race here back at the top of Pod 2, which is fun. Like more teams is better. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Free State JDE plays out. I'm interested to see how your guys' game plays out. Like I mean LSF, they aren't being quiet. You know, they're talking their shit. Mookie's running his mouth to everybody. You know, Calvin trying to chirp me in the Facebook group about something that happened at Broken Arrow Park 4 years ago.
Nice, man.
I saw that. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things. I mean, I said this: give me LSF week 10. I will run rule them in 3 innings. We will run rule them in 3 innings or less. But yeah, no, your guys' game. What I think is interesting too is like kind of back to back. It's YSC 8. If you didn't play in the KVKL and you were like, I want to watch like 2 games, best 2 fields. Obviously, like the easy answer is gonna be YSC 6, but it's like YSC 8 is gonna like settle some things and like give us like a real vibe check. And I think Marcus is gonna record both those games from what I've heard. So
nice. I think realistically the craziest thing that happens is Shirt Factory, or like these games play out. They're whoever wins the Shirt Factory Tropics, whoever wins the Free State JDE, like that's crazy regardless. But then say Harpies go out and just beat the brakes off Loose.
Yeah, I don't think we'll do that.
But then that means okay, now we're looking at a 5-team.
I don't think we're looking at. I watched.
Like if Harpies beat the Shadow Loose, JDE beats Free State, and then whatever happens between us and Shirt Factory.
I don't think so.
But I do think that this, and I think everybody from the beginning of the season, this group right here is probably the most chaotic, like wild card group, like 1 through 5. Like for group 1 for example, right, 1 through 5 isn't gonna be chaotic like group 2, 1 through 5, like we were speaking on.
I ref the Harpies versus Red Legs game last week, man, and like, mind you, I credit to Max for not posting this. Because his brother got embarrassed. Elliot called out Angel. Yeah. And was like, "Give me the ball." He did like twice. He did do it like multiple times. "Give me the ball with that smoke." Pop, 50 feet in the air, right to him, right off the chest.
God damn.
I almost like knocked him over.
Yeah.
Which is like even more embarrassing a part of it. And it's like the Harpies, I think, kind of have it, and I think the Harpies will probably beat the Woost by like a comfortable 5-6.
You think so?
Yeah, comfortable.
Because Woost beat Rollers, right?
Rollers are not good.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. But I just think, and last year Woost and Harpies had a.
Last year for sure. I think the Harpies have like what it takes to win this game comfortably, but I don't think they have what I think the JDE thing is like I think if JDE and Harpies played again, I think there's a chance JDE beats them by 10 plus. Yeah, I think that's attrition. But I'm welcome to be wrong. Obviously, I definitely just do not feel that the Harpies are in that race to win Group 2.
I've never seen a fall off like the Harpies. I wouldn't say fall off, but they're just not what they were. Like they were. We had an argument on the Pirate Pod when we went to. It was the first ever marquee matchup week, and Harpies and Red Legs weren't playing in the top 10. We're like, oh, this answers no questions. Harpies aren't even in that conversation anymore.
100%.
So it's sad to see, but.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's my take. I think like.
Give me
real
your
question
10,
is
11,
this.
12. What your prediction is?
When it's over, season's over.
We're gonna say by week 9.
Week 9.
Week 9 just got over.
I have you guys 10, Free State 11, Shirt Factory 12. However, it would not shock me if you guys all went 1-1. Like it wouldn't shock me. Like my take would be, then like the real tiebreaker if you all go 1-1 is going to be how did you fare against a Pod 1 team, and then it's like. I think Free State will play a close game, close out. I think Shirt Factory get the brakes beaten off of them by Johnny.
So is Free State not trending the wrong direction?
Well, I think like losing Austin's huge. If they had Austin, I think they'd be the clear number 1 team in this group.
And then we said Aaron is leaving.
Yes. Well, I don't know if that's happening anymore. I never know. I genuinely never know people. But I think Shirt Factory is in for and like mind you, they got the Peach Brothers who are like very good, experienced, multi-time champions of this league. But it's like they have a lot of people on that team who are like do not understand kickball strategy. A lot of people who are newer and like it's really easy when you're beating the brakes off R-bar and rollers and whoever the fuck else they played. Woos. Like, honestly, like my biggest takeaway is like the Woos score was not inspiring. 13-5, I think it was.
Oh yeah, I watched some of that game.
It's like it's if you're a team who's going to dominate that pod, a team like Woos has to get smoked. And I think like, and I'm not just saying smoked. It's like comfortably beaten. And it's like, I'm not discrediting Woos. Woos might be team 15 or 16, but it's like, just look at what happens in every. Look what Invictus did to Honey Badgers this week. They won by 10 plus. It's like when you are at the top of a pod, especially when that pod is starting to get closer to the top and like the strength is there. It's like you need to be like comfortably.
You need to dominate those.
You should be comfortably beating, and like I just, to me it's a sign that Sure Factory, you can kind of throw out the rollers and the because it's like also like rollers got smoked by Free State. It's like everyone's smoking these teams, so you can throw that away. It's like, what are you going to do against Tropics? What are you going to do against these teams? And like the Woos game was not controlled strong enough for like a strong team.
I think one of the biggest factors going into who's going to separate is honestly going to be the ladies on the teams.
Yeah. And Kaylin is getting more pregnant every damn day, bro.
Oh my gosh. She got collided. There was a collision.
No.
There was a collision. I can't. And I don't know Kaylin. She seems like a dog.
She is a dog. She's crazy.
But I cannot believe that she is out there playing kickball.
I have not talked to Kaylin about how long she plans on playing. I have no idea. Maybe this collision changes things too. I think her husband's on the team too, so maybe he's like, hey.
I wouldn't say it was
a child inside of you and you just got wiped out. But it's like she like it wouldn't shock me if like Kaylin has a child on Tuesday and like played the Sunday before.
Yeah.
Like that. Like Kaylin is like the right type of crazy, and like I love Kaylin, top 5 girl in the league for me. Like I tried to get Kaylin to come to our team for the record, and she wanted to play a trip because her trip and friends were along.
Yeah,
and I think she wanted her husband.
I can't sit here and say like, oh, it was a violent collision because I was over watching Honey Badgers and came back and Monica was just like, I just saw Kaylin get she just got collided into it second.
Oh, Jesus.
So I think everything's fine. She seemed fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully the baby's fine. If the baby has scoliosis, we will know it was not fine. That was a bad joke. Anyway, I think Tropics ladies are on the up. That's the stock is rising for our ladies.
I mean, I'll give credit. I don't know shit about Monica, and I didn't realize she was on Jazz House last year. Great catch.
It was one of the best catches I've ever seen. Let alone I think you take gender out. I think you take position out. That alone was an amazing catch, and I'm glad that Marcus posted her clip before our game because I think she deserves to get that recognition. Because Monica's been a dog and she's motivated and driven, and it's been awesome. So, ladies are going to play a huge role.
Yes, I agree, and that's kind of the difference. Like when it comes to these, like when you're playing top 15 games, the difference tends to be like, Why is it? One second, someone just tagged me something.
No, take your time.
Let's see. The difference tends to be the ladies because like I told my team this. I'll do before our first game before the post house. I brought over Scott, Liv, Bailey, and Brett. Just the 4 of them. I don't know what we talked, and I was like, you guys are the difference. Because that's our 7 at the time was like 7 or 8, 9, 10, 11 in our kicking order. It's like every team has good 1 through 7. Like the difference between like our 1 through like look at this Gold War game. It's like look at the difference 1 through 7. There ain't much difference. It's like we have fast fucking people. They have fast fucking people. We have people who can kick hard. They have people who can kick hard. The difference is what happens at the bottom of your lineup. Are you getting 1, 2, 3 every single time through the order, or is your team like if you have a runner on second and third, can like Bailey or can Scott or can they do something? And because that's like if you look at the difference in that game, it's like we won that game by 3. Mind you, that was like so a lot of that was intentional. We were very intentional about what we did the last couple innings on offense. We were like, hey, we're just gonna set our offense back to be back at the top of our lineup if they tie this game back up. We're gonna we'll go to extra innings with the top of our lineup, and so we're very intentional about that. But it's like the difference in that game was Scott's home run, two-run home run, and Bailey getting to third base on a fucking bunt down 3.
Yeah. And
so it's like that's the bottom of our lineup, and that is where the difference gets made. And so I agree. It's like the girls in the bottom of your lineup are the difference. And like it sucks because I'll be on YC 5 at 5, screaming at Washi. But it's like, I will be very excited to watch the film on you guys' game.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a banger either way, and I'm looking forward to both games on our field. Us, Free State, JDE, and then just keeping an eye on Rollers and D-Holes. One of those teams has to get their first win that game. We would imagine, and then lots going on in Group 2 there for sure. and I can't wait to talk about it next time.
Yep, for sure. Well, let's move on to Pod 1. And I mean, we got a big week in Pod 1 too, man. Well, I see 5 through 8 or 5 through 6. We're all playing there, which testament. I don't know what's gonna happen here, and we'll dive into this a little bit more. They're switching these fields around somehow, I think.
Going into this week.
My understanding is us and the Red Legs will not be reffing each other ever again. Which is the right way to handle that situation, which is perfectly fine. But nonetheless, so one thing I don't like about the schedule is that if you look, we're all reffing each other. Look at the top line, third pod. Second line, fourth pod. Third line, first pod. Fourth line, second pod. And I get what they're doing, but like they have to figure out how to randomize the schedule inside the schedule. And will I say it would take me 30 seconds to figure out how to do that for them? Yes, that's all it would take.
I mean, couldn't you just certainly take one team, one pod one?
And
one
so
pod
what they're
two?
the premise of what they're trying to do is that they want similar pod teams reffing, because it's like a lot of people complain.
Yeah.
Especially the top way we complain, but it's like, I'll tell you this, bro. And I've said this, just because you're on a good team doesn't mean you know how to ref. The reality is that like a lot of good teams expect good refs, and so in the inverse is like they're going to also supply good refs. It doesn't happen for all the good teams, as we've seen and as we know. But like, I just think they have, and like I'll use an example like Woost. Jeff Bobby, one of the best refs in the league. I think he's a good ref. It's like, sure, will he get calls wrong? Every ref gets calls wrong. I think he's still one of the best refs in the league. It's like, I think Seth, I think Aaron for Free State does a great job. He's reffed me a couple times. Like, does a great job. Who doesn't do a good job? KBC Tropics. They do not do a good job of playing refs. I'm kind of kidding.
Well,
I'm kind of not kidding. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's simply about like if you're a good team or not. And like, I get what they've done here, and like they've thrown like that meme of like the guy putting like a duct tape over like the massive jug of water, spilling water out. Yeah, it's like that's kind of what we've done. And said, hey, you know what? Fuck it. You guys are just gonna be stuck reffing yourselves. And it's like if you still have something to bitch about, like you can look internally.
Well, I think you guys had the most valid thing to bitch about externally, which is obviously you and Red Legs.
Yes, and it's like us and Red Legs ref each other every week except 6. We either ref each other or play each other every week except 6 and 9. And so it's like it's one of those things where it's like we have to solve some of that. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this week goes. I think it's interesting, top to bottom. Like there's some potential for some upsets. Sacred Sword, they beat us, huge upset there, and really kind of says, okay, hey, like Sacred Sword is a contender there. At the top, Love Garden Red Legs is like I will have a lot of concern for where the Red Legs are going with their season if they lose to Love Garden. I don't think they're going to lose to Love Garden, but if they do, they are going to lose. They are going to just like lose, in my opinion, that like they were comfortably like the barrier between the top teams and the bottom teams in Pod 1. If they lose to Love Garden, I'm officially concerned there. The Johnny's Global game, and I'll wait till Ryan's like completely back. But like, there's a lot of discussion to be had about what's happening at YSC 6 on this week, because there's a world where like the Seth Sanchez's of the world end up in hell on Monday or Tuesday, trying to figure out how to fucking rank these teams. Because let's just play out a scenario. My team beats Sacred Sword. Very feasible. And Ryan, I want your take on this. There's a chance we have like a hellhole of standings to do on Monday. Listen to me. We beat Sacred Sword. Red Legs beats Love Garden. Global beats Johnny's. Post House beats Invictus. All of those are very possible results. Yeah. Who do you have as the number 1 team in the league if that happens?
Well, Post House hasn't lost another game outside of you guys.
Yes,
outside
correct.
of you guys. So then everyone's looking at.
Everyone has 1 loss.
It'd be
Johnny's
2 and 1,
would have 2. And so would
Johnny's
Global.
would be 1 and 2.
No, they'd be 2 and 2.
2 and 2, yeah.
And so would Global.
Would be 2 and 2. So I mean that obviously takes Johnny's and Global out of the race. So then you're down.
Okay, how about this? Let's say Johnny's beats Global. So they have 1 loss. So we have we have No Autographs 3 and 1, Johnny's 3 and 1, Post House 3 and 1, Invictus 3 and 1.
Well, we got to think about who has the worst loss, which Johnny's would be the worst loss. So that would take them out.
And then like the other take would almost be us.
Oh wait, no, you also have a no. We're saying you guys win against Sacred.
Yes.
Okay.
But we got pulverized
by
at the end of the game.
Invictus.
But it's like we got pulverized by Invictus.
I think you still. Well, would that put Post House top of the mountain?
I don't think you can put Post House top of the mountain. They got shut out.
4-0.
Yeah, shut
on,
out.
and I don't know. You guys played the long bases too, but I don't know. That's a really tough situation. But I mean, the shutout, yeah, it sucks. But it was also you guys only scored 4, so it's not like they got blown out in the shutout. They did just not.
Shut out.
They didn't score runs. So who would your loss would be getting smoked by Invictus? Which like
I think you'd have to just keep Invictus at number 1.
Yeah.
It would have to go Invictus, us, Post House, Johnny's. Or no.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
you just keep it Invictus, Johnny's, us, Post House. But
I don't think Johnny, if they lost, or no, we said in this world they win this one, but it's all circumstantial. Johnny's didn't have Michael in their loss, whatever. Invictus, yeah, probably number 1, but then Post House would have a shout at number 2. There'd be a shout, and then you guys would have a shout at number 2. So it'd be like between you and Post House, and I think the head-to-head obviously would determine that.
Yeah.
So at least 1 and 2 Invictus, no autographs. 3 probably Post. 4.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I will say this. I'm excited. Assuming we get to play this week, I'm excited for our game to be over. Because I'm excited to hopefully catch the end of Johnny's Global and then watch Post House Invictus.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be reffing this week. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I want to take the week off from reffing. I'll be sore as fuck from playing kickball in Dallas on Saturday. So yeah.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of potential for some chaos up there, and then I guess we're just gonna have to rely on your AI model to tell us exactly who the best team is.
Yeah, the model very much likes Invictus.
Yeah. Oh, I think
they're like the model loves themselves some Invictus.
And Johnny's an Invictus. That's the game of the week, like week 9, right, or something.
Week like 7.
It's a later game. Yeah, but it is game of the week. That's gonna be really telling. I think right now, like Invictus is beyond like every other team at this moment.
That's exactly what model says. It's like very clearly best team.
Against you guys, Lou had a play where it like kind of balled. He like corralled the ball.
Yes,
Did you? And
Lou
Lou has hit another level. I think we saw like I think he almost was almost a little bit forgotten about the last couple of years in a way, and then
I think it's because I think the reality is the last couple of years is like I think KDZ/Invictus is like been in cruise control. Yeah. And there's like like we are better than a lot of these teams, so like we're just gonna keep doing the same thing, and it's like teams have caught up to them, but it's like they weren't able to beat Johnny's because like for lack of a better term they weren't like trying hard enough, and they were just trying to like try. It's a definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. And so, yeah, I think like that's been the situation, but I think now it's like
Invictus is nuts this year, dude.
They're very like picking up Dre, Will's brother, great leg. Like Will, great. Like I'd love to play them without the fucking 70 mile. And I'll say this about our game: Invictus kicked significantly better. Like us and Invictus, the fact that we even shared a field with them for how much better they kicked than us is insane. Yeah. They kicked so much better than us. And they're, I would just say, a better kicking team than us. And like we just like it just like wasn't bunting weather. And obviously, Lou's very good, so it was like kind of hard to bunt. But it's like the real difference there is that like they kicked. We scooted back, they'd kick underneath us. We scoot up, they'd kick it overhead. And it's like, bro, there were like 3 innings of that game where they're like 45-mile-an-hour winds were gusting the entire time, and it just fucking happened to be innings they were up to fucking kick. Right. And it's like, and again, that is not an excuse. We were going like they deserve every bit of that win, but it's like it's one of those things like with all due respect, some of those people couldn't kick the ball over the fence if they tried, and it's like they just kicked the ball up in the air, and that thing fucking flew, and it's like. It was just like, oh my god! And it's like, you can say what you want about Chance and Scott and Brendan, like they're amazing outfielders. And it's like there was just nothing we could do because like we scoot back, we put 3 people over there, they kick underneath us all game. Yeah. And then we scoot up, boom, over the fence. It's like holy fuck.
Janae.
Yeah, it's like bro.
An awesome kick.
Oh my god! Yeah. It's like, and that's what sucks. Like for me, I don't kick away to just like kick the ball up in the air. I like shoot the ball. So it's like I get it to just like drop down underneath people. And so it's like I'm not the type of kicker that can just like kick it up and then like let it fly over the fence. But I was like Trey kicked 3 ground rule triples. I've never seen him kick the ball to the grass before. Right. It's like I don't know. I would love to play Invictus with the wind blowing at 1 mile an hour, and we'll see what happens. And I think I hopefully we'll get that game at some point.
Do you think? And they touched on this. I want to hear what your opinion is on rematches for Week 10.
I'm okay with it if it's like going to solve something. Like if we end up in a situation that we need to figure out who the number 1 and number 2 team is. Like let's say it's like us and Invictus both go 8-1, and it's like their loss is to someone that we beat, obviously, and it's like I wouldn't hate playing them again.
And I was thinking
because I think it's like, we had this conversation last year. The board, I do not think understands how important playoff seeding is, and that includes like Mike Z, who's on a team that's like playoff seeding is important. It's like who's the 1 and who's the 2 and who's the 3 and who's the 4 and who's the 5 is very important because it's like, it's obviously the past couple years been like you don't want to play Johnny's. But Johnny's was the 1 seed and Invictus was the 4 last year. But it's like Invictus' biggest thing is they tell you we should have like Global had 3 losses last year. People forget. 3. They lost to Jazz. 4.
Forfeit.
They had a forfeit, right? They lost to Johnny's.
Their forfeit was Jazz House, and they lost to Free State.
Yeah, and then but it's like the problem was they beat Invictus solidly, beat Shirt Factory solidly, and then they didn't play Redlegs.
Right.
And so Invictus would tell you it's like, well, we only had 3 losses. Like we should not have been behind. They had 2 losses.
Yeah.
Because they beat Johnny's because Michael was gone.
Yeah.
So they lost the Post House, they lost the Shirt Factory. It's like we should have been the 3 seed, and like they would have avoided Johnny's in the semifinals. They should have been in the finals. They would tell you. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, I really hope that they're like, hey, you know what? Like, if we need to figure out one of these top seeds, it's important. Let's throw a rematch back on there.
Yeah.
Because the thing is too is like, if you're throwing a rematch on there, the idea should be this rematch is solving a situation that the only chance these teams have of playing each other again is in the championship. And we'd all be okay with that.
Yeah.
If you play a team 3 times, it's like you play like Lawrence Parks and rec stuff. Like I play volleyball. It's like we played the same teams like 3 times. It's
Dude,
like
if you guys beat Invictus week 10 and then you play Invictus, you're 1-1 going to the championship game.
Yes,
no one has
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. And so it's like, I don't think anyone has. It's like you don't want to have the 4 and 5 seed playing each other to figure out who's going to be the 4 and who's going to be the 5. Where it's like, okay, those teams are now going to meet again in the quarterfinal. It's like, and we didn't really need to solve that. We need to solve the like these teams will meet each other in the championship situation.
And I think another good another thing that could go where rematch would be good. Like for example, if Calvin does not show up, doesn't play, and then say that he plays every other game and they win out, and then we win out. It's like, okay, clearly we need to maybe answer that question, or say we lose a couple bad ones or something.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, no, that's my thing. I need to pee real quick, and then we will. We'll get juicy with things. We will get juicy with some things.
Okay.
You can yap about something you're passionate about, kickball related.
Kickball related. I hate reffing. First off,
we know.
I hate reffing, so we'll talk about that. I'm just not good at it, to be honest. Unless I scorekeep, I'll scorekeep. I do a really good job there. I just don't have the personality type to get yelled at. Honestly, if I don't like holding my tongue. I'm not very good at it. If I do, I'll just shut down and get petty and passive. But reffing, to those people who have been reffing, have been amazing for stepping in. And like, I can't believe if I'm Derek Davis and Alex Hallman, like, there's no world where I'm like, yeah, throw me in. Game of the week, global versus no autographs. I mean, those guys, the cojones on those gentlemen is crazy because I just could not do it. I saw Sean screaming till he was red in the face a couple times in the game, and I couldn't respond in the manner that those refs were able to. I think the KVKL sign on the field was pretty cool. I think it was a little too big. I don't know what you think about that.
What?
Oh, I said the KVKL on the field. It was cool. It was just really big, and I didn't like how big it was.
It was definitely.
If we could shrink it down just a little bit, I think it'd look a lot better where it was. But the KVKL chalk was a cool situation. I was just talking about. I just said I don't have the personality type to ref. Like if Sean's yelling at me till he's red in the face, like I'm either like yelling right back at him, or I'm just shutting down and getting petty and making bullshit things happen.
No, I agree. It's interesting. Let's just talk about it. We'll completely get into roughing. I got an IFU. I got an IFU. This week.
Was there a specific situation, or was it
I'm gonna dive into the IFU.
Yeah.
I really want to chat this out. So I got an email from Derek. Ironically, he started the email with like, "You might have been expecting this." I admittedly really wasn't. Do I think I deserved an IFU? Sure. I don't think I was expecting it. Mm-hmm. And also, I really have a problem with the way it was framed. And the way he framed it, and this is his, I'm not going to share out the complete detail because I don't want Derek to feel like he can't email me something because I'm just going to air it out in Firepop. It's like, I basically got an IFU because they said I had multiple, I continued on outbursts and explosions after like the refs came together and made decisions, and that like I need to like move on. I need to accept the decisions that they made, and this or the other.
Okay.
And my take is this: I got an IFU because I threw a water bottle and screamed in Nick Minton's face for a minute. That's why, and I cussed at him. That's why I got an IFU.
So what was the exact situation?
So what happened was Dakota bunts. I believe Mike Z grabs the ball, throws it, bad throw, and AO reaches over first base. And AO's good first base. It's like I'm a good first base. It's like it was a good first. It's same thing with like a catcher in baseball. It's like a catcher catches the ball and moves the glove. It's like he did a good job like catching that ball and pulling back very quickly. One, to avoid collision, and two, to kind of make it look like he didn't reach over the line.
Right.
And so Hammond is roughing first base, and we'll completely dive into this in a second. But it's like Hammond's driving first base. I look at Hammond. I throw my hands on like Hammond, and he was very, very clearly reached over. And mind you, was Dakota going to be out anyways? Yes. Mm-hmm. Dakota did kind of slow down, and Dakota also was like pretty close to the encroaching line on video review. So, but it's like none of them were going to call that, and I do think he got into foul territory in time. But like Dakota definitely does cower down, but he was going to be out anyways. So he calls him out. I'm like, Hammond, like, he says, that's Shane and Nick. I couldn't see it. And so I look at them, and they both have the fucking strongest outs in human history, God. And Nick Benton in week 2 refed our game. And he let Lou bully him into, like, multiple things in that game, on top of just, like, clear not understanding the rule situation. I'm going to ask you a question. If you're running the bases and the defense yells foul, 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 you're going to stop running.
Yeah.
You can't do that as a defense. You cannot. The ref has to say foul. Your defense cannot do that. And they did that multiple times. And one of them was like, the second time was like a clear foul, but the first one was not clear. And the first one, was not foul. It was fair. And so we were like, that's defensive interference. And Nick was like, whoa, what? It's like, and then like they get together and they say, hey, we don't think the defensive interference interfered with the play. I am perfectly okay with that. I am perfectly okay with that's where we walked away from that situation was, hey, we decided that like Bryson wasn't going to make it to third and Jess wasn't going to make it to second, that the defensive interference was irrelevant. That is like you bring the captains together and you make that you tell them that decision. They do it again. That is everybody's getting a base. I don't give a fuck situation. Yeah. If I'm reffing, it's like we have told you. It's like, bro, we all have been playing this league for too long. We know the fucking rule. Nick Benton's been playing pre-COVID, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, we know the fucking rules, dude. You have to fucking follow them. And it's like, they do that. It's like, you can't fucking do that. And then, so Nick Benton tries to call. So Aaron has like a kind of bad throw on a Nicole bunt. And it's like short, and I grab it on top. Because like, I'm like down on my knee. And I grab it on top of the ball. So if I would like put two hands on it and grabbed it, I would have technically probably reached over the line. But I put my hand on top of the ball while I'm still on the base, grab it. So getting the out. And then I think I like throw it home. I think someone's running home or something. Nick Benton like tries to come over and say that I committed first base, and like he's home ref. Tries to say I committed first base encroachment, and Jordan is reffing, and she's on the line, and he's like, no, he didn't. Yeah. And Mike Z's like, well, I couldn't see it, like I didn't have the angle to see it. And Nick is like trying to say that I reached over and crossed, and like, and mind you, I think I got that out before Nicole even got to the line too. Right. But it's like he's like trying. It's like so he tries to do that last week. And then I'm like, I run over there, like, I literally said that. I will say verbatim what I said. I was like, Nick, learn how to fucking ref. Are you fucking kidding me? And I go over there, and he's, like, dismissing me immediately. And I'm telling you, I know, and, like, I'm going to speak completely candidly. I have no problem with this because Nick is on a competitive team. He has said what he said, and he is dating a board member. He has got to be better if he's going to ref and play at the top of this league. He is dismissing me immediately. And I know for a fucking fact, he 100% thought I was trying to say that Dakota was safe. Like, not in terms of, like, not being out. I thought Dakota got there first, which he did not. It was not close. And so he is immediately dismissing me. And it's like, my reality of that situation is that Nick does not know the fucking rules. And I responded to Derek's email, and I will be more forward about what I said in that. And I was like, I don't want this fucking guy reffing my games. Because I walked over there, I said, he fucking very clearly reached over. And Shane looks at me and says it didn't interfere with the play. He was going to be out anyways. I said, that's not the fucking rule. And you can see me in the fucking camera. I said, that's not the fucking rule. And Nick says, go back to your fucking dugout. I said, you're not going to fucking talk to me like that way. And I was like, Shane, he reached over. That is the fucking rule. He's automatically safe if he reaches over. And Shane's like, oh, I don't care. And I was like, I don't fucking care if you don't care. That's the fucking rule. Yeah. And I was like, and they're like, no, we don't, he's out, blah, blah, blah. I said, when this fucking film comes out, I'm going to fucking drop the fucking screenshot, and I'm going to tag you fucking both in front of the whole league. And they're like, oh, Shane's like, oh, I don't care. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't care if I was fucking ass at kickball either. And then I walked away. I threw a thumbs up and I walked away. And guess what? I spared them of the call out because I was like, my take was I was going to email the board and I was going to ask if I could not have them because we're just reffing each other, and like there is some bad blood there between Jess and some people on that team, like because they were obviously left the team as the other, and like all that, and so it's like let's just like stop having us ref each other because I'm tired of this guy who does not know the rules. If you get a subjective, like there are calls in that game that were wrong both ways. Like a 50, like if someone's like running through first base, that's impossible to get that call right. Professional refs don't get that call right all the time. It's like it is very hard. I will not get mad unless there's like 15 plays in a row where it's like you're fucking calling people safe, and I'm like pretty sure some of these people are out. But it's like I did not argue a single time of like someone was out or safe. I don't do that. That's not. It's like, do you know the rules? And it's like they clearly do not know the rules, and that is why I lost my fucking mind. And like, then obviously just on top of like Nick literally tried to call that for me the other week when it was not even close. So it's like I lost my mind on that, and like it is what it is. But it's like my take is I then went to Haman and I said, how do I get this guy removed as ref? Because I'm sure you know too. It's like that's a thing. It's happened before, but it's like they always say like a captain you can remove someone as a ref. And I actually just had a talk with Brant a couple weeks ago because he was telling me like I don't think he was happy with your guys' ref. You didn't provide the ref for that. Like he wasn't happy with the ref they had. For their game of the week, he was not happy. It wasn't you guys. Yeah.
And
he had a problem with the ref, and he was telling me something about like I got to remember that I can remove refs. So I'm like, I like literally pulled up my phone, dude. There's like my boy Ben was taking pictures, and so he's like, there's a picture of me on my phone. I'm like looking at my messages with Brant, trying to remember what he said you could do to remove a ref, and then he's like referencing the rules. So I go over to him and say, dude, how do I get him removed? He said both captains have to agree.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Like if our team's playing each other and you're getting like I'm losing every 50-50 call and I'm pissed and I want a new ref because I think this first base ref's getting everything wrong. Right. Why would you agree to that? Yeah. Why would this guy's helping me out? Why I would never agree to that. And so I'm like, why? And like Haman, very fucking politically correct. I'm like, Haman, like you agree that the other team's never going to agree to let me change out the ref when I'm the one like on the wrong end of him not knowing the rules. And he's like, I don't disagree. Yeah. Which is like the most PC answer ever. Yeah. So then I go across the fucking field to fucking Derek, who's the co-commissioner of the league, which is why I did that. Like,
I remember that.
If it was any other fucking ref, I would not have gone over there. But it's like I'm asking Derek, I was like, how do I get him removed from the game? Yeah. And he's like, oh, both have to agree. I said, I looked up the rules on my phone. I'm sitting there scrolling. I'm like searching on my phone, like searching the word ref. I look there, dude. The reality is there is no rule in the rule book at all that you can remove a ref. There's no rule at all. You can't. There's no rule that says you can do that. So it's a like, handshake agreement. It's happened before, and like maybe both captains agreed before or whatever. Like that is what it is. But it's like that is not in the fucking rules. And I have Haman and Derek, who the whole league would agree are two of the most experienced refs, and we'll get into the Harpies winning the ref for them situation in a second. But it's like I have two guys who were factually wrong. Like you're both factually wrong that we have to agree because like the rules, there are no rules about it. Right. And so like that's why I was like getting fucking mad. I was like, the reality is I just wanted Nick removed, and like I have no idea why Jordan removed herself from ref in the middle of that game. She is a fantastic ref. I have a lot of respect for Jordan. Jordan's going to Dallas with us this week and she's playing. And I have a lot of respect for Jordan, and she does a great job reffing. And my take, and I said this back to Derek, I was like, Redlegs provided 0 competent referees for our game. They had 1, and she removed herself from the game. And they put us down to 0 rule understanding referees for our game. And so again, and I told Derek, I was like, I am not mad about the IFU. I do not give a fuck. Honestly, like, being honest, like our team was transparent. I wanted Corbin to get ejected from a game this year. Right. I was like, Corbin, like you got to find a way to get yourself ejected from a game. It'll be funny. And so I was like, I told him, I was like, just you get an IFU for throwing gel shots. I told him he was gonna throw a gel shot. Right. I was like, just like toss one to somebody, just like get the IFU. And so I'm like going and like. So they're saying I'm carrying on these things, and the only other time I got heated was that Scott interference thing, because then like and Nick, dude, I'm actually gonna get fucking heated just talking about it. Nick said there was a play at third base, bro, and dude, the play was at first base.
Was that Scott who was when they had the bunt block and they ran into him? And
well no, Isha was just standing on third base. Okay. There was a play. Bailey bunts. They throw her out at first base. Scott runs into Isha at third base, and Nick literally is like, there was a play at third base. I'm like, Nick, are you fucking kidding me? Though the boy was a fucking first base. And he's like, there's a play at third base. And dude, Jordan, it's one of those things where it's like, Nick should genuinely be embarrassed. I don't think he is, but he should genuinely be embarrassed that like in front of all those people and in front of like all the captains, Jordan had to be like, dude, no, the play was like, he is someone who thinks he's good at kickball and is like trying to be on a competitive team to win this league. He should be fucking embarrassed about his lack of understanding for the rules. But it's like, no, there was not a play at third base. Isha was wrongly standing on third base. Again, circling back, do I think Scott should be awarded home? No, I do not. I do not think that because he was never going to get home safely.
Right.
But it's like there was not a play at third base, and it's like, and I told her I was like, I'm just sick and tired of having a ref who does all the rules. And then I'm going to show you this picture, and you could speak on my behalf to everybody here in a second when I show you this. I told Nick on the first play of the game, Mike Z cheated, like playing catcher, like encroaching, a way I have never seen before. I have never seen this before.
Cosgrove called that out on the broadcast.
I have never, dude. Ryan, when I tell you I have never seen this level of fucking encroachment in my life. Holy fuck, I have got to find this picture. I made a montage of it, dude. Hold up.
I do want to talk about that play down the first base line where the bunt block and your runner.
That was Aaron's fault.
Okay.
100% Aaron's fault. And Aaron was like, "Oh, that's 100% your fault." I agreed with the. Well, we can't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't have to like.
That was 100% Aaron's fault. Where's this picture at, bro? Where is this picture? Do I need to just go to my fucking email? Oh my god, okay. Dude, so I'm telling you this. On the first play of the game, I'm like, Nick, he is moving so early.
Yeah.
You have got to watch that, please. And dude, I shit you not. Nick, like, I have the triple screenshot, bro. This is like so embarrassing. This is like so fucking embarrassing, dude. I have the triple fucking screenshot. Look at the first fucking play. The ball's not even across the line, and look where Mike Z is, bro. He's literally out of the catcher's box, and he hasn't touched the ball yet, Ryan. The ball has not gotten to home plate yet. And so I tell Nick, and then what's in the second picture? Nick is standing there 5 feet away and watching him do it again, and he doesn't call it. And then the third picture, the next fucking bunter, he's doing it again. And it's like, that is a not understanding the rules, bro.
Is this a thing that Mike has struggled with?
Well, I think a lot of catchers do that. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I knew, like, I mean, he wants to win the game a lot. It's like, I knew it was going to be happening. Yeah. I'm like, dude, and guess what? I didn't say a word about that. I didn't care. I never brought that up again. I was like, we're going to beat their ass regardless. He can cheat all he wants. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, dude, you don't know the fucking rules. And it's like, back to my point, it's like they're trying to say that I carry things on. I didn't carry anything on. I moved on after the encroachment thing or the interference thing, because it was in my favor. Like, I didn't carry that on. Right. And the reality is, like, you gave me an IFU because I threw a fucking water bottle and screamed at Nick. That is, if you want to say, like, just say that. Like, don't fucking sit here and bullshit me and be hypocritical and this and the other, because I didn't carry shit on. I simply asked how to move a ref to the two experienced refs, and you both were wrong and lied to me. Right. You both said the rules say this, and it's like that was a factual lie. And so it's like that's kind of where I knit out. And like I have no problem with getting the IFU and this and the other. I would do it again. Like the water bottle thing was like way more of like a, not even anger. It was like I'll say this. Bill Self gets technicals on purpose sometimes. Yep. You know, you got like, but it's like our team was like kind of getting stuck. Guess what happened right after the water bottle?
What's that?
We kicked a 2-run inside the park home run. And it's like, and guess what? We won the game by 3 runs. It's like my team was like, you know, getting stale, and like the Dakota, like that was an important part of the game for my team. And Dakota getting out, Dakota made a mistake and got out, and should have been bailed out by the rules, but nonetheless, he made a mistake and got out. And it's like, I was like, I'm going to fucking light up. And guess what? My team fucking responds to that, and that's why I love my fucking team. And it's like, I was just not, dude. That call pissed me off, dude. And like, the crowd can boo me all they want. If you guys ever want to see me fucking like want to see our team lose, if we make the championship, everyone should shut the fuck up. If you want to see us lose, do not cheer against us. Because if you like are booing, like we're going to play better. Like we are going to like inspire. Like in a world where they don't like boo us all game, like there's a world we could have choked that game. Like, but it's like the crowd wants us to lose so bad that it's like we're now inspiring us more.
I think you guys could have fed into it a little more.
Yeah, most of our teams.
There were a few like.
The problem is like a couple people like that. That game was like you have the former Glover players like we can't lose to these guys. So it's like you have Trey. Like Trey normally is very loud. He's very locked in. Dakota obviously former Global. Chance. It's like those guys like oh we got to beat.
Dakota was former. Global?
He was on Global before he was on Post House.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's like.
Make sure we don't get fucked.
Obviously Jess as well. So yeah, that's like. That, and it's like that's where I net out. And like I told her, I was like, dude, I just like don't want, and this is not even just like a complete like at Nick thing. It's like my problem is obviously with Nick at this moment, but it's like I just like I don't want refs who don't know the rules, and like I'm not gonna sit here and take shots at other people, but it's like very clear that Shane didn't know the rules either. Last week when the whole foul debacle was going on, board member that's on Redlegs said just keep running. No, that's not the resolution. You should that's not the resolution at all. And it's like it's one of those things. And again, like I ref their games, dude. They run in fair territory on plays that won like every fucking play. I called him out twice. And like I could have called them out 30 times.
Yeah.
It's like they are the biggest breakers of that rule, and that person who breaks it the most is on the board. And it's like I can't stand people who don't know the rules, because I'll say that, and I told this to Derek in the email. It's like, I'm not saying this for you to feel bad for me. I don't give a fuck. The captain's meeting was in the middle. I have 2 jobs. I work for Cadillac F1 and I work for Blue Trooper. And it was on a race Sunday, so I was like, I woke up like 7 a.m. worked until like 3, and then I had to work at BR. I think the NBA playoffs are going on or something. So I had to work like 3. I think it was like Masters Sunday. Was it? No, it was I don't know. It was a very busy Sunday, like a Game 7 or something. And so I had to pay my coworker $75 to cover me for an hour.
Right.
Like, cause it was like a middle of Sunday, he was off that day, so it was like he had to like come show up for an hour to cover me. And so I can go to the captain's meeting, and it's like we had a 20-minute captain's meeting. I know you were like, oh, it's too far away, couldn't hear it very well, this and the other, but it's like we had a 20-minute That was the shortest captain's meeting ever.
Right.
And we spent 10 minutes of it talking about the first base rule. And it's like Derek is like, you can say you don't. I'm sure Derek does not like me. I know his wife said that she would let me burn alive instead of saving me, which like fuck you, Aaron. I was like I say about that. But it's one of those things like I'm sure Derek doesn't like me. That is perfectly fine. But it's like, Derek, you should be offended that you spent your time on your Sunday and went out of your way. Because it's like, think about how many times you've seen board members like, oh, like we put in all this time. It's like, bro, like, how about you ask for people to respect your time? I respect every fucking second that board members give. Like, sure, I'll like argue about the decisions they make, but it's like, you have my respect. I do not. We're doing this at fucking 10 a.m. It's now noon on a Thursday because this is the only free time I have because like I have fucking work at night and then I'm going to. It's like I have no free time. And I respect anyone who uses their time to like go do things they don't need to do. And it's like, Derek should be offended that a referee who's a captain attended the captain's meeting and quite clearly just did not listen. Because I told her, I was like, 2 questions were asked about the first base interference. I don't remember who asked the other one. And I think it might have been like Liz Carr or something. But it's like, someone asked it and then I asked the question. He gave fantastic answers. He explained the scenario perfectly. And they clearly did not listen. And it's like, why are you, like, again, I'm fine with the IFU, but it's like, bro, you're misappropriating blame. And it's like, sure, Bryce, you got to be nice to people, blah, blah. It's like, people have to respect your fucking time more. Right. And it's like, bro, I'd rather someone yell at me than disrespect my time, bro. Like, 100%. Like, imagine if someone says, drive across town to come meet me, someone they don't show up. How do you feel about that? Yeah, you're fucking pissed. It's like, you're like disregarding people's time. You're showing absolutely no respect to the board if you weren't listening. Right. I'm sure he's just like he was doing on Sunday, taking his shirt off and fucking dancing at the captain's meeting, or whatever. It's like he's just disrespectful, bro. It's disrespectful, and like everyone can hold the opinion that like, oh, Bryson's an asshole, yells at refs. So I don't give a fuck about anybody's opinion about me. Disrespecting the captain's meeting and like not knowing the rules is disrespectful to everybody else because like, again, I ref a lot of games. I signed up to ref Post House Global last year, bro. Right. And it's like, we might have gotten some calls wrong in that game, but it's like every rule was followed. And that's like, again, the subjectiveness of calls, like we're peer reffing. It's like, and I said this in my email. I told Derek, I was like, if we can't find a resolution to this, I will find 2 professional referees and I will pay them whatever the price is for them to come ref in Redleg's place. And they will now be relieved of their reffing duty when they have to ref us. And I would assume that like, they would say yes. Yeah, like, yeah, replace us. We don't get fucked. So it's like, that is the next step. I think the league is taking care of it, but it's like, it's just like, for me, it's just disrespectful. And it's like, I know we've had this discussion on here before. We are not volunteer refs, bro. We all save, like, you think, like, Lawrence Parks and Rec, I think those refs get paid $20 a game, which is kind of low. But nonetheless, $20 a game. Yeah. So our games are longer. So it's like, let's say it's $25 a game. We have 4 refs. So you're paying $100 a game that we are not paying because we're peer reffing. You owe the league $1,000. We're all saving at least $1,000 plus the playoffs and plus, like, more time, you know, absolutely, potentially as well. It's like, we're saving at least $1,000 a team peer reffing. Ref like it. Like, it's like, go learn the rules. Go take the ref test. Like, ask questions. Like, if you aren't comfortable with knowing the rules, don't be home fucking ref. Go let someone else home ref. Because, like, when I home ref, dude, like, the biggest thing you can do as home ref is help the other refs out. It's like, Mike says, oh, I couldn't see it. Like, Holman's like, I couldn't see the interference. Yeah. That's Holman Score Sheet's job to help him out. Yeah, we could. We were paying attention. Oh, you know, there's a player in right field. I'm watching the ball. I'm watching to make sure. Third base ref might see the interference at second base. You're all supposed to help each other out. And it's like, the quality of reffing that Redlegs Harpies got was so much better than the quality of reffing that Global versus No Autographs got. Right. And it's a credit to Hallman and Derek for stepping up to ref as well, and we'll talk about that again in a second. Because they saved that from who knows where the fuck it would have netted out at. And like my take is, I emailed the board 2 weeks ago about reffing and how they should be like disturbed by how bad the reffing was in week 1 at Game of the Week. And my take was is that like this league, I play travel kickball. I'm going to Dallas this weekend. Tournament like 10 teams. They have a tournament in Gatlinburg this year, this weekend as well, for Turf Wars, which is probably going to be the biggest tournament of the year, 20 teams or so. And so we are the biggest kickball league in this fucking country. And it is time for us to start fucking acting like it. And it's like, if you are a captain and you don't want to fucking learn the rules or follow the rules or do your fucking diligence, get the fuck out of here. Dude, it'll be so easy to find teams. That is not a problem. Like, oh, we only have one new team. Yeah, because you post a new team in mid-March.
Yeah,
it's like,
crazy.
we have to. It's like, when I was trying to build our team, it's like, well, everyone's like, well, are we going to have a spot? Are we going to have a spot? It's like, it's impossible to know, because it's like, we don't know until mid-March. And then it's like, if you are like, hey, I'm joining another team, and that team doesn't happen in mid-March, you're not going to get on a good team.
Right.
And so it's like, we just have to start acting like it, dude. It's like, kickball, there's money in kickball, dude. People, like, kickball is a very entertaining sport. I work in sports. I talk to you about what I do, and all my coworkers are like, we were supposed to play in the New York Turf Wars tournament, but like half our team had to go to Paris for Roland Garros, unfortunately, so like we weren't able to.
Right.
But it's like, they were infatuated with the idea. It's like, there is so much money in kickball, and we're leaving so much money on the table, and so many sponsors, and it's like, we're keeping everything internally, and like we're begging for fucking money to make up for things. And it's like, the reality is if we start treating this kickball league like what it is, which is an amazing fucking product, which is a credit to everyone who's started here in it, everyone who's built it into what it is, everyone deserves the credit for that. If we start acting like that, this kickball league will move into a place that like, it'll like game of the week could be on fucking television.
Dude, I have been saying, and I think there's been, and this is only with game of the week, I had called Sean legitimately last like Wednesday, and I was like, dude, what do we need to do to make the broadcast better? Like, because this is like something that people are willing to tune into every fucking week.
My big take is, I think what you actually guys are gonna have to do if you want to do that, and like the problem is like Marcus's GoPro batteries are not, like the GoPros die kind of quick, which is kind of a problem. But it's like the best thing you guys could do is live stream the GoPro.
Oh, right.
Because you can live stream on GoPro, but it's like it'll die in like an hour. So it's like you can change out the batteries, but then the stream will probably go down, I would assume.
Yeah.
But it's like live streaming the GoPro and you're sitting behind it commentating, so the GoPro can hear you.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's streaming live on Twitch.
I will say again, and I'm so upset that the audio cut out. 'Cause I gave the most electric call of all time. No, the whole game.
Oh.
The whole game was the most, because Sean was gone.
Yeah.
Cougar ain't bringing that personality.
Yeah.
I brought the fucking juice on Sunday, and I will continue to bring that juice moving forward. So hopefully people can start tuning into the broadcast. My question for you, outside of the broadcast situation, 1 through 3, all you guys in Red Legs reffing each other. How do you think Red Legs, like, try to, like, if you're in their shoes, and I guess 2 questions. If you're in their shoes, what do you think their perspective is, knowing that you guys are reffing all of their games? And then second, what do you think, like, how have they conducted themselves towards you guys on the field? I'm sure there's difference.
I don't think there's, like, really been any, like, I mean, like, we ref a game Sunday, like, there was no problems there. I assume, like, moving forward it would be a little different.
Right.
I think, like, knowing some people on Red Legs, having some conversations, like, I think the people on Red Legs who voted into, like, oh, we don't want Bryson on the team are probably like, oh, fuck this guy, I don't want to ref our games. But it's like, I think the rest of them are like, he's not going to be biased or anything like that, and that's not how I am.
Right.
I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't know. It's interesting, and I think, like, I would assume, at least from the top of Red Legs, their take would be like, we don't want to rep them, we don't want them repping us, and like, I think that's where the league is going to. I think they're trying to figure out how to do that. That's what I was told.
You know, I will tip my cap to, because there's been multiple times where I've had someone come ref my game, and I'm like, this person does not like me and does not like my team, and they go out and they call a very fair game. It just makes me respect them so much more, and then I'm like, okay, I actually don't dislike this person because I do respect.
I don't think I've really ever seen like a vendetta reffing situation. Really, I think like the only time I can think of is like, and I don't think it was intentional. I think it was like a subconscious thing. Was that like global shirt factory game? Remember when like, I think it was a Red Legs guy said that the shirt factory guy left second base early.
Oh,
when
the biggest. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it came out that like his ex-wife was like on shirt factory.
I think it was D-Holes. Wasn't it Dover?
No, it was not Dover.
Because he commented on a.
It was not Dover that made the call. It was. I mean, it might be a D-Holes play. It was like the guy who made the call. I'm pretty sure.
Are you certain? Because I don't think I remember Dover.
I know for a fact who the guy is.
Whoever it was put a comment and was like, "I was wrong," and.
Well, I think he might have been head ref. I think like Dover might have been head ref and agreed with the call, like let him know. It's like whoever made the call, his ex-wife was like on Shirt Factory or something, and so they were like, "You're like making this call against like you're like fucking over your ex-wife." It was a whole thing.
Damn.
And so I'm not gonna say that he was doing that, but it's like people like in this league sometimes refuse to accept like subconscious behavior, and it's like with the board thing, it's like, oh, like we make decisions on rankings. Like last year, they're like we made the decision on who was gonna be 3 without Cal and Mike and all them. And it's like, sure, you can do that, but it's like, you guys are still friends with this guy. Like, it's like, you're still gonna have inherent biases. Like, you know what I mean? It's like if you were to ask like I'm trying to think of like someone in the league that I know that's like friends with you. Oh, okay, I'll use Sean.
Yeah.
Sean likes you. It's like Sean knows nobody on LSF. He's not friends with any of those people. Who's Sean gonna be rooting for this week?
Right.
He's gonna be rooting for the KVKL.
Certainly.
And it's like, Sean, give us your unbiased opinion on who he's gonna say KVKL. It's like, because he's friends with you. It's like, it's just subconscious behavior that's gonna happen. So it's like, I just like, I hate when people ignore that stuff. But yeah, I don't think there's like a reffing like, and I like how they're doing the switch fields thing, because it's like, what that does is alleviates like any immediate stuff where it's like, hey, if you got a bad call in this game, you lost because of it. Now you're not going to be able to take it out on the other team immediately, and then like at least give you a week. It's like if you're still upset about a bad call a week later, you got to kind of move on. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just,
have we taken a dive into like I don't know how hard it'd be. Like for example, like us and Shirt Factory, right? We play. And then, like, before the season, they come out with, like, a full reffing schedule, too, where it's like, okay, we're on 8 at 5 if we just go and do 5 at 7, right? Like, like, why does it have to be the exact adjacent field? I understand.
Well, I think it's, like, a matter of, like, simplicity. I think it's easy when you're right.
Yeah, but we're all.
And also the other take.
We're all adults, and you just pull out a piece of paper, and it's like, okay, who do I ref today? I just think we put ourselves in.
I think the board will tell you you're making something complicated that like they don't want to make complicated until they like need to make it.
Yeah, I just think we're adults, and it's like I don't know. It's like if I have to go walk, you know, however long to YSC 1 from YSC 5, like it wouldn't. You know, I think that.
Well, here's the other thing too. It's like, mind you, this is kind of the biggest reason why you would be against having refs switch fields to begin with. But it's like, what happens when YSC 8, when your game against Shirt Factory goes until 7:25?
Right.
And then they're like waiting at YSC 5 to start without you.
And then Hobbs also against. No. There is. I get that. I just think. I wish there was a way that you could.
My take is like, they need to like, just like even if it's pod 1 and 2 can ref each other in 3 and 4. It's like. The fact that it's like for the most part strictly just your pod reffing you is creating their own problems for themselves. And
I think so too.
I don't think they realize
that.
So too. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Because mostly it's like you just shouldn't have the same team reffing you over and over again. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. That's my take. I do want to touch on and Derek did call this out in his email, which I thought was funny. But it's like Hammond and Derek refed on behalf of the Harpies because the Harpies like didn't feel comfortable reffing.
Oh, I was told from Elliot that they approached Harpies and like, hey, you guys want us to ref?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Based off the email that I got, that was like filled with multiple lies. It wouldn't shock me if that was
correct.
True.
Yep.
But yeah, that we were told that it was like they were too scared to ref it. Blah blah. I have a two-sided take, and now that you're telling me that, I will be like kinder in my take. I have 2 takes. Do you remember why this podcast started?
I remember it was right after we got blown out by Red Legs. That's all I remember. It was like 4th of July weekend.
You don't remember why this podcast
Not
started?
the exact Kickstarter, no.
This podcast started because Stacy had a generational crash out at a referee.
Really?
Dude, how do you not remember that? That's what the entire first Pirate Pod was about. It was Global versus Harpies, and Global cheated with their.
Was this good Harpies? We're talking.
Yeah, it was like Global cheated with switching out a girl for a guy, and they won for Jaden Ham, who was college football. They cheated to fucking win the game. And there was a horrible call, and Stacy had a
Jaden Ham played in KVKL?
Yeah, because I think Trey knew him.
Nice, okay.
She had a generational crash out, and they weren't going to talk about it on the main podcast, so I started this podcast to talk about
cool. Yep.
That is the exact reason. And it's like, so we're now saying that the Harpies are scared. Like, I'll tell you, dude, what I did on Sunday was not in the same ballpark as Stacy. Like,
really?
Dude, Stacy's generational crash out. I wish I could watch that. Like, I wish it was recorded and I wish it was on repeat.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Can you describe it? Can you?
Dude, she came out of that dugout like almost.
So
like,
what was the play?
I don't remember exactly. Dude, it was a horrible call. It was a horrible call.
So Stacy was in the right.
She was 100% in the right. 100% in the right. 100% in the right. And she lost her mind. And I said on the first part, I agree with her. I was like, she was in the right. She does not deserve to get. I think she was on the board at the time. Some people were upset about that. And I was like, dude, she is in the right. She does not deserve to get in trouble. Blah blah. And so I do find. Again, now what you're telling me, if what you're telling me is the truth, then I'm not going to call them hypocrites. I'm going to say like that is interesting and funny to me. What I'll say, and then secondly is like last year had a huge conundrum end of game situation with the D holes where like they were trying to call interference. Corinne's telling me she wasn't in the guy's way. She wasn't in the guy's way. She was 100% in the wrong. He should have been awarded home by the rules. But at the time, we thought that him being awarded home was going to tie the game up. though my team was up 2. The scorebook was wrong. The Harpies were doing the scorebook. They got the score. They did not count Haley's scoring in like the 6th inning. And I know Cougar did that one time, and Cougar's no longer allowed to do book or whatever because of that. And it's like I said it before. I'll say it, that is the most egregious error you can make. And like I think Sod Squad did that to the Jerks, or JBs did that to the Jerks.
Yeah.
Jazz House Holman game this year. I am a friend, and I said it in my email that you should be suspended for a game.
Yeah.
And like it is for someone like Cougar, and I like Cougar, but it's like he should have been suspended from reffing for the rest of the year. It's like that is a
rest of the year or one game.
Rest of the year.
Okay.
That is a crime because he's just red. Like my take is like I think it was Lila from whatever that messed up for JB's. I said she should be suspended from playing in a game.
Okay.
She should not be allowed to play in the next game. That is an error that is egregious, and like a lot of bad things can come from that. Like imagine this. Imagine like you think you walk, or like you think you just like had a game tied up or whatever, but you really should have won. You got the 3rd out. It's tied up. You go to extra innings. You tear your ACL.
Right.
And it's like, you should have won that game. You never should have gotten hurt. And that's the same concept of why you shouldn't keep running after a foul call. It's like, you shouldn't keep playing to keep playing. It's not, it's like, every single second you're doing physical activity out there on the field is a second, like, something bad can happen.
Right.
And so, that's why, like, in sports, they say stop when the whistle. It's like, imagine if, like, every single time you heard a whistle in a football game, they kept going. It's like, you guys get like when that's why they call late hits in football. It's like no, it's like God damn. You just like you can't have that stuff happening. And so like I'm a firm believer that is an egregious problem. And it's like if you are doing score sheet, and my understanding is the one this year was really bad because they tried to call it out and they were like, no, I'm right. But it's like if you are recognized to hey, like I don't remember what happened with this person, or like aren't able to look at a score sheet and be like, there's an error here. Because if you look at the score sheet, there's a very clear error there. It's like you have a person who didn't score and didn't get out.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck happened to them? And then I think like someone after them scored. So it's like what happened here? That's just an egregious error, and I believe you should be suspended. And so it's like the Harpies did that to one of my games last year, and like that could have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
It didn't end up being catastrophic. And that was perfectly fine, but there's a whole fucking 20-minute argument that went down like between me and Holloman and stuff about it. And like they tried calling me out in the Facebook group about it, and then it's like, well, then like I rewatched the game. I'm like, we beat you guys by an extra run, so it's like none of this even mattered to begin with.
Right.
And so it's like I in a very like just like I said to Brent, they're like fuck out of here with the learn the rules shit to Mookie. It's like a fuck out of here with the like they're an experienced owner. It's like they fucked up one of my games. I didn't fucking scream at them at all. It's like that is a really shitty excuse. And finding out, I bet Derek and Hamid did approach the ref, which makes it even funnier in the fact that he framed it back to me that they approached him, blah, blah. And then like, yeah, the IFU thing again, like I deserve an IFU for that behavior. Like that behavior, like, should not be warranted, but it's like, my take is like, I need a resolution to the reffing thing because it's like, Jeff Bovey's a great example. Like Jeff Bovey and I got face to face last year. It was the Harpies game. I was playing against the Harpies. It was when you and Harpies, And the reason why we did is because Jeff was head reffing our game. He was doing a great job. And he subbed himself out for like an inning or two, and the guy he put in was like so there was one kick where Emberly goes to kick the ball, and she missed it. But it hit her plant foot and went into fair territory. I got the ball, threw it out at one. Guy says double kick. I said, no, not double kick. She's out. And he said, no, she double kicked. I said, no, she did not. And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude, no, she. And then there was like another, like, it's like, I was like, dude. And the film shows like she very clearly just like completely whiffed it.
Right.
And then it just like kind of hit her plant foot on the way in and went into fair territory and did not touch her again. And I was like, Jeff, get fucking back in here. Like, I'm tired of this guy. And then Jeff was like standing up for his teammate, which I get. He's like, that guy's played in the league for 12 years. I was like, I don't give a fuck how long he's played this goddamn league. He's blind and he doesn't know the fucking rules. And it's just like for me, it's like. I get, like, some people don't want that, and I'm not saying that I am in the right for how I'm acting there, but it's like, dude, like, just like I say about the whole, like, I don't actually yell at my teammates despite everyone pretending that I yell at my teammates, it's like, dude, like, my teammates give 100%, never hear about it. Yeah. Dude, I'll give the greatest example, bro. Just made an egregious error on Sunday, and the whole crowd starts booing and yelling. Bro, you think
cheering?
You think we haven't been fucking making? Dude, we have been. It's Thursday now. We have made fun of Jess every four minutes for the past. It's like that, and that's why the crowd shouldn't be booing. It's like none of you can make fun of us better than we make fun of each other.
Yeah, no,
because it's like, dude, Jess's contact picture in our group. I'll show you this. Jess's contact picture in our group meet is her picture of her like in Surrender Cobra, bro. I'm not even kidding. Look at this. Where's it at? Where's Jess? Here.
Look at this, and it's funny
Look.
that you say that because me and Matt do the same type of shit.
Look. It's like that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the picture
I
in our
love
group.
that.
It's like we've been drawing. It's like, dude, remember when I bunted up one against Post House and the first bases loaded? It's like my team still talks about that.
Watch us play with Matt against Harpies. The game was only recorded by Max, but like same shit. Like I give Matt the same shit. This is one of the most egregious plays, and Matt will hate me showing you this, but I really don't give a shit. He's my brother. He can't disown me.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's 100%. It's like,
and it's like that's what we do. We just sit there and give each other shit. And I said, "This is going to the archives." He's like, "I can't wait till you fuck up." I'm like, "Okay, great. Like I will mess up, and I hope you record it."
100%. So, yeah, it's like I don't know, man, and that's why like that situation. I'm sorry, let me tell Marcus I'm gonna be a couple minutes late.
Where you guys going?
Jefferson's, I think.
Oh my god, supporting the Rollers. They need it. They need it now more than ever.
But yeah, no, it's like, yeah, and that's so it's like I don't know. I just like my real take is I wish that Darryl would be like, dude, you freaked out on Nick and like threw a water bottle and like we just can't have that behavior. And like the board voted to give you that. Boom. Yeah. 100%. But it's like the bullshit around it is like
a lot of fluff.
Yeah, a lot of fluff. It's like, and then like also too like there's a part like trying to say that like I was circumventing the rules by like going to other board members about the whole stuff, and like that did not happen. Like that was just a complete total lie.
As a low IQ individual, what does that word mean?
Like circumventing is like trying to go around something. So it's like if the law says you can't smoke weed in Kansas and you just like light a blunt and then like walk over to the Missouri border.
Oh, okay. Finding a loophole. Yeah, yes. Okay.
And it's like that was like a complete total lie. I didn't message a single board member about. I messaged 2 board members and they know exactly who they are. And I asked them how I go about requesting to get a new reference. Guess what both of them told me? They said send the board an email. And so that's exactly what I was going to do. I messaged them both at the same time. And I got the same. One of them answered way later, and one of them answered immediately. And it was like that was their resolution. I said, okay, perfect. And so it's like it's one of those things where I just don't, dude. My team, you can hate us. I do enough dumb shit. You could probably give me an IFU every week for something if you wanted to, but it's like just don't fucking like come up with shit, bro. It's like, because it's like it honestly it's like the same vibe of when I got suspended, bro. And it's like everyone acted like I fucking murdered Kiana, and it's like all it was like give her a light push, like run to second base, and then it's like it's happened 4 times since and been on camera 3 of the times, and everyone's like, oh, it's like that's exactly what I did, and you guys acted like I fucking pulled a gun out and shot her. And it's like it's one of those, again, perfectly fine with the behavior not being acceptable, but it's like we have people fucking running around saying I fucking murdered a woman and I put my hands on it. It's like that's not what happened at all, and like that's where my frustrations come in. But it is what it is. I come with it, and I understand the reputation I have, and like I'll say this: there will be fucking 300 plus people that will listen to this podcast, which is more than the main podcast. There were fucking 300 some people at Game of the Week for the first time forever. Ironically, like I realized afterwards, I should have signed my email back to Derek saying you're welcome for the Game of the Week attendance.
Yeah.
But unless my take is I want to move the league forward. I want the league to continue to grow. I'm having a good time, and I don't know. Like it's like I don't think any team would say they played us and not had a good time. You know, it's like Global. I'm sure is like kind of throwing their hissy fits in this or the other, but it's like, dude, like
it was fun.
We played a very good competitive kickball game, and it's like that's ball, and it's like, yeah, you guys made decisions that you don't want to prioritize winning, so some of your players left to join us, and like they want to prioritize winning, and like that's perfectly fine, and we were all happy, and like I think the league's in a great spot. I think we're the first time in a long time there's like, especially with like Johnny's like fall off, which like we can talk about that a little bit and then wrap up. But it's like there is like if we were like have like if we were a legitimate sports league and then we had like legitimate betting odds of DraftKings, it's like you have probably 4 teams at like in the plus 300 range of like us, Post House, Invictus, and Johnny's. So maybe Invictus would be like plus 250 or so, and then like Global would be like plus 500. Like you have no idea who's gonna win the league.
What's your top 6 right now?
I think Invictus, us, Johnny's, Post House.
It's gotta be Red Legs.
No, I don't think it's Red Legs. Global. It's Global. Global's better than them. That game. Global would beat them. Like if Global would have played Red Legs on Sunday, they would have beat. Like I said this actually in my recap that I sent to Jeff. Global, you watch their film. Did they play like fucking idiots all year? Both their games I think have been recorded. Or no, not your guys' game, but it's like they play like idiots.
They play perfect against us.
Ironically, I thought Monica's comment was kind of funny, but it's like, yes, they in theory did, but it's like they did not play smart kickball against you guys. There was multiple times that like you could tell by the score sheet that like Isaac was kicking away.
No, he just got thrown out a couple times by our catcher.
Okay, well, nonetheless, there's someone else. There's somewhere else in the score sheet where it's like there's like not doing things correct, not playing meta kickball, and it's like, sure, I'm sure Global winning that game, like, oh, we're gonna win this game, so we don't give a fuck. But even against Redlegs, it's like they could have easily won that game, dude. Like, if the like I don't know if you watch the NBA. You watch the NBA?
No.
Well, the NBA, the Cavs coach, like when they were down like 3-0, was like, oh, we're up 2-1 analytically, but it's like basically saying like expected baskets, like where it's like they're taking open shots and missing, the other team's making contested baskets. It's like in theory we should be winning because we're taking open shots. It's like expected runs, they probably should have outscored Redlegs by 5 in that game, but it's like they didn't because they were like they have opportunities to score runs and they would do something dumb, and it's like they just like do that stuff, and then they play us and they play like super smart meta kickball. They bunted the bases loaded like 4 times. It's like
you do think they played a?
I thought they played smart. I thought they played smart kickball against us, but the problem is like our bunt defense, I guess, for lack of a better term, is our weakness. Kicking on us is hard, and that's and I knew that. I was like, and that's why I said like when any of them come up, I thought actually what they did with having Mike and Ishe split was actually kind of smart, because it like kind of provides flexibility. But it's like I'll let him bunt the bases loaded. Good luck dropping the ball, and that's what he did. And the AO comes up and the crowd chanted his name and shit, and like he delivered one time, but it didn't deliver the other ones, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And like you got to kick the ball on us to score runs, and like that's what I don't really care about any of the other shit. And so it's like I do think it's funny they played like really, and like again I know they wanted to win that game. You could tell by their pregame suit they wanted to beat us really really bad. Some very interesting things left out of Malloy's mic'd up AO thing from the huddle they had. I've heard some quotes about a huddle they had.
Oh man, there were a lot of quotes at the Hobbs on Sunday night.
Yeah, lots of quotes. But yeah, no, it was. I think Global is better than 1 and 2.
I do agree with Monica, and I agree with her in terms of like I think they played a very sloppy, like error-ridden game, but I also think you guys had.
Yeah, so I think that's where I say to Monica.
Like I think you guys played a 7 out of 10. Yeah. I think they played like a 5.5, 6 out of 10 game.
Well, I think the reality I would say is to Monica, and this is not like a direct insult to you guys, but it's like if you look at any team, you say a team played the season and they played the number 17, the number 16, the number 5 team, the number 12 team, the number 17 team, the number 20 team.
Right.
They will have less errors against 12, 17, and 20 and like we can all kind of figure. It's like the margins are small. It's like you have to throw the ball faster and you have to execute things faster, which is going to lead to making errors. And so it's like. Now, obviously, you guys scored 5 runs on him, but it's like I'll use the Riley example. Riley is good in right field, but it's like your guys' takeaway was like, "Oh, Riley shut everything down." But it's like she's beatable. You just like you have to be able to kick it fast enough and hard enough and in the right spots to beat her.
Right.
And it's like she is good at the same point. I would say like she's not as good as Liv.
To be fair, I mean, yeah,
but
that
Liv
first
is beatable
error,
too.
I think, which was like
that was bad. Her drop of mine was horrible.
Wild.
I thought it was hilarious that he cut that out of AO's like good shit, bro. I was like that wasn't good. That was a horrible kick. I can't believe she dropped it. He cut out what I said. I literally said, that was not a horrible kick. You don't got. That was not a good kick. You don't got to congratulate me. And so it's like, yeah, that's my take. Is that like, and I'll say, the pressure, like Riley wanted to win that game really bad.
Right.
Like obviously because it's like she joined that team to replace the players that joined our team. Like it's like the pressure is different there. And again, not you guys can apply pressure to Global. You guys are a very good team, but it's like the difference there is that's like. The difference there is that, like, when you're playing us compared to playing you guys, it's like they thought they were going to beat you the whole time. So it's like they're not going to drop simple hot flies and stuff. And so I think that's the difference. And, like, that is kind of the difference. And that's why it's like, for me, like, I don't get nervous and shit, bro. Ironically, I had my best game of the season there, game of the week. And, like, mind you, I did have, like, one drop on.
One drop, yeah.
Well, but it's like, my problem there is I like Jimmy so much.
Was it a drop or a bobble? I think
it was like, I get more, I dropped it but caught it. So I guess it's a bobble. But it's like, I thought Jimmy was going to get to third, so I was like trying to pull off and catch the ball and throw it back. Right. And like if I would have just stayed on the base, he still would have been out. But I pulled off to like try and throw Jimmy out and like bobbled in the process.
Right. Did Jimmy make third on that play?
No.
Was that no?
I got so it's like I guess it wasn't the end of the world, but it's like Mike should have been out.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like the pressure like stuff doesn't bother me. I fucking love that shit. It's like getting me like that's why I was joking with the Washi thing. It's like getting me to care about the game is like the last thing you should want to do. It's like, dude, I'm being honest. Like I was planning on playing Sean this week. Like I thought Sean was gonna get some PT, and now it's like, now we'll ride him into the lineup if we're up like 10. But it's like now we
I was surprised that he wasn't even on the lineup Sunday.
That was like an oversight, to be honest. That was like normally I ride him in.
Yeah.
He's normally split kicks with Marcus.
Yeah.
I just honestly kind of forgot. I would have just like if we would have gotten up, if we would have been up if we had not had the collapse we had in the 8, I think I would have let Sean kick in the 9.
Yeah.
And then put him on defense, but it's like that would have maybe been a
That's
little
hard to
scary.
do in the final inning.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's like that's why I like to write him in so I can like know where he's at. So it's like I can know then if I have the decision. But now it's like this week we're missing someone, Dakota. So we're only going to kick 10. So now I can write him and Corinne in if we're up. So it's like that's like kind of the world we're living in. It's like if we're up in games, we just like we can write them in.
Yeah.
A lot of playing like dude, fucking Corinne baller, bro.
Yeah, she's an animal.
Baller.
You got great lady play on your team.
Yes, great ladies. But yeah, that's enough about my team. That's all I have to say. Pirate Pod, I will say, just in general, for anyone who made it this far and is not tired of us yapping, we'll be in person at Red Lion next time we do this. Next time we do this, we'll need to be after the NBA Finals. So some point after like June 16th. But yeah, we will be live in person at Red Lion. Hopefully people come. Everything goes to charity there.
Everything's charity.
We're gonna be at the new area they got, the Red Lion.
What's it called again? Like the.
I don't remember.
It's got a weird little name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Go there. It's cool.
But yeah, we'll be there. We'll be partying.
I'm sure there will be plenty of times just like today where we have to meet at 10 a.m. or some weird time to record something and post it. But
yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, no, brother, it's a pleasure doing this. I'm excited to see where KVKL goes. Like the rest of I think like then again back to the schedule thing. It's like for a couple seconds, the new schedule is like making the league like so much fun because like we have so much parity week to week. Because like the real problem with the old schedule, and they still have the same problem where it's like I don't know if you realize this, but like it's still an algorithm. Like last week, the 4th and the 6th place team in every pod played each other, and like the 1st and the 9th place team in every pod played each other, and that like creates these problems where we have like a week where it's like all these games are boring, and then we end up in a situation where it's like. Mind you, again, they did a pretty good job with Game of the Weeks this year, but it's like you end up in a situation where it's like, well, like Game of the Week this week's kind of ass because it's like a 1 and a 9 playing each other in like pod 3, and it's like there's a pretty big skill gap there, so it's like, But it's like, if they figured out how to change that, which is not that hard of a change, they need to figure that out. But the nice part about the schedule this year is that like you really are only playing teams around you, so it's like, shit can just fucking hit the fan anyway. You have a 40-mile-an-hour wind week, and it's like all of a sudden you got fucking Johnny's losing, us getting smoked. Like the parity's there, and it's like we're getting good games every week, and like games that matter every week. I think that's the big thing too. It's like
I really hope we see some rematches week 10. I think that's going to be answering a lot of questions. I think it's ridiculous we don't have like a docu-series yet on this league. If you do Hard Knocks, you go no autographs for 4 weeks, and you go to Honey Badgers, and then right before you guys play, it's all together. That money.
Dude, I've been said. So my buddy, well, if you want to tune out at this point, you can tune out.
Yeah.
My buddy West. You watch Summer House? I assume not. Do you know anything about Summer House?
Nope.
Okay, my buddy West. He is currently like the talk of the town in reality TV at the moment. He is like villain number 1 on the internet right now. He's a Kansas City guy. He's on Summer House, which is like they go to the Hamptons for like 2 months in the summer and like record, and then it's like post it. They like it's coming out like right now.
Right.
But it's like all happened last summer. Well, he is now like dating / banging his friend on the show's ex-wife. But he was like with like a girl that everyone on the show loves, so everyone's mad at him for doing that because that girl is best friends with the other girl. And so, anyways, but West, he plays kickball in New York. They have a kickball league there. And they make like a lot of content on Summer House. They don't show it, but they make a lot of content about like, oh, West is gone, he's at kickball. And then like, do you know what Chicks in the Office is, the podcast?
Yes.
Barstool podcast. So they went on tour last year, and West was supposed to join them in like Minneapolis, and he couldn't because he had kickball playoffs.
That's crazy.
And it was like, they made he finally joined them in like somewhere else. And they like made a huge. They literally showed West text. He's like, "Sorry guys, I can't come. Like, you're not gonna believe this reason, but I have kickball. Like, I can't leave my team behind, whatever." And I was like, "West, you need to fucking come play kickball here with us."
Absolutely.
And come play. And it's like, I played kickball with West one time in New York, and like, he played college football at like Montana State. He played college football. He would probably be like, he's like a JDE level player.
Yeah.
He's a very solid player. And he's like, he can move. He's kind of stockier now, but he can move. He can catch ball. But like, bro, you gotta come fucking play here because it's like, dude, like, if 100%, and like, the real reality is like, we actually had like a real reality show.
Yeah.
Dude, there is so much drama. There is Aaron Adams. There's Aaron Adams saying that she hopes I burn alive. There is fucking two things would come away from us having a reality show. One, be the best fucking show on television, And 2, so many people realize I'm actually not that bad of a guy because everyone talks shit. I just say it out loud. Everyone else, I'll say this: I would much rather my teammates tell me I'm ass than my teammates go around a game of the week and be like, we lost because of Bryson, and not say any of that to my face. Because like, you know damn well that shit happened.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna say the names of the people. I was walking to the bathroom before our game the other day after reffing Harpies. Harpies lost 19-2. They didn't have a chance in that game from anyone. I literally think they lost the game in inning one. Like Redlegs scored more runs in inning one than the Harpies did all game. There was a Harpies player like complaining about. He's like, don't have this person kicking in front of me. Blah blah blah. It's like, you guys are so far removed from like a one single decision to like compete in a game against a team like Redlegs to be complaining. It's like, now be like, oh, it's like. We are like so far. It's like you have so many bigger problems from like that game for your takeaway to be like, oh, I don't want this person. Like, and it's like, dude, everyone's talking shit on people. You're talking shit on their team. It's like, sure, there are people who aren't. Like, there are people like, oh, I love my team. We tried, blah. But it's like a lot of people are like, nope, this person's dead. Like, you 100%. You think if your team, imagine this: you have a routine pop fly to win the game on Sunday, and then you fucking drop it, and you guys lose. Do you think your teammates would be talking shit on you behind your back?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like. You know, society would say, like, oh, that's wrong. But it's like, is it wrong, though? You kind of deserve it, bro. Like, you kind of ask. And so, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, I don't lose sleep over any of that stuff. I don't think people should. It's like, I think it would come out. People would realize that all these people are talking shit. And it's like.
You know, like, selfishly, I think if we did, say that happened in the hypothetical world where there's a, you know, YouTube channel, Instagram, where it's reels, a series, whatever. Selfishly, I think what would happen is people down in Dallas, people in New York, they'll see, oh my God, this is where it's at. Then they mock our league, and then our league just gets left in the dust because ultimately, like the Texas athletes, you know, all of that. Like it's like
I think. Well, so it's interesting you say that, and then we do need to get out of here. I gotta get lunch tomorrow. Yeah. But it's like I think like what I would say the big takeaway is that like people do not realize that like kickball has so many different styles in this country. And it's like, you go travel, nobody plays the style of kickball we play. And I think the style of kickball we play is the most inclusive. And I think that is what makes our league bigger and makes our league special. And I don't necessarily, like some people do, is like, I mean, in travel right now, there's a whole advanced versus intermediate argument, which I think is the dumbest thing ever. Advanced kickball is the most stupid shit in the world. Like, the idea that we're like 30 years old or older. And letting one person, how good they pitch, decide how well we. It's like, why people don't realize like why does no one play adult baseball? It's because we all want to be able to hit the ball,
right? And
so it's like we're playing, like I have a coworker who plays adult baseball in Chicago, and it's like it's like they win games like 3-2, and it's like your pitcher's like throwing 90 miles an hour, you should be playing like single A baseball somewhere. It's like advanced pitching's really dumb, so it's like it's one of those things where it's like I think like what we have is special. I agree, but what I would say is like. What would really need to happen is that like KVKL would need to like have a parent company, which would actually be like a great concept if somebody did make like a parent company of like charity kickball leagues, where you're all playing KVKL style and like KVKL is the grandfather of it all.
Oh, and then it's got different.
Because like dude, New York kickball is like not very. It's like dude, they like recess kickball has like 10 teams. The League West plays in has like 8. It's like New York has fucking 3, 4, 5 million people in it, and like their kickball league's smaller than ours.
I think, I think that's one thing too, where it's like Lawrence, Kansas has easily, and honestly, probably the most Lawrence thing I can think of is KVKL. I don't think there's anything even comparable to KVKL. Yeah, I'll snore later. I don't know. It's just like I want that so badly to be like the Lawrence thing, but like we say is like the documentary stuff. You know, all the extra stuff that we can, you know, media content, all that being like there, is just like so appealing as well. And it's like it's just a shitty situation. I think.
100%. Well, that's all for us. Man, this is a long. This will end up being like close to 2.5 hours. I'll try to timestamp it.
Yeah, and we gotta combine the audios.
People can skip around that way. They don't have to listen to us. Yeah, if they don't want to. But yeah, I thought it was a good one. Hopefully the audio sounds good. Nick Burdick, I apologize if it sounds like ass, but I also don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I like what sucks. Honestly, like what I think the schedule's doing this year is like it's not making me want to like wish away time, but it's like I want to get to week 6. I want to know what like shit looks like after week 6.
Yeah.
Like I like now I'm like fuck. Like what is this like? Now that I'm at the top and on a team that can beat anyone, you know, whatever, it's like I want to know like what's gonna have happened through week 6. Like I want to know answers to all these questions I have. Whereas like before, when the schedule's like kind of moderately paced, it's like, oh well, now I have to wait. You know, it's like I gotta play fucking Ghosts first, and then like I was a snoozer. It's like now it's like fuck every week there's fucking bangers happening everywhere, so it's like we gotta figure out like what's going on. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I cannot wait, and I wish you guys the best of luck this weekend.
Yes, sir.
My phone is saying it's pouring outside, so I don't know. I don't have a good vibe. What's interesting is like I'm flying to Dallas this weekend. My whole team's driving. Jess is driving with Chance, Washi, and Huddy. It would really suck if they got stuck somewhere in the flat tire, maybe in Oklahoma. If we're able to play, I wouldn't complain about them driving over a nail in Oklahoma. Huddy and Washi are gone.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Bloodbath.
Sign me up.
Bloodbath.
I don't need Chance and Jess.
Exactly.
Give me no Huddy and Washi, please.
Could you imagine if it gets to like fourth inning and you're in a situation where you can put Jess in at third and you're just like, let's go, like biggest middle finger in the air?
No, that'd be
crazy.
The best part about it, if they all missed, it would be that Sean we could play and Corinne.
Right.
And like I mean, they both played when we played Sigurdsford last year. So yeah, nonetheless, I appreciate everybody for listening. I'm excited, man. I think if anyone has any like Pirate Pod takes, dude, it's so fun, dude. I tell people, I was telling my coworkers that 98% of that crowd is probably rooting against me. I've gotten 25 messages this week. When's the next Pirate Pod? When's the next Pirate Pod?
Yep.
And like I went to Red Lion. I don't normally go out. Obviously, I'm not a big go out guy. Go to Red Lion after the game. Everyone's a great game. And everyone's like, that person was rooting against you. That person was booing you. That person's telling you to go fuck yourself.
You know who was big booing you?
Who?
Free State.
Good.
They hate
Good.
you, bro.
You know who the last team to beat Free State in the regular season was?
Who's that?
Your boy.
Yep. They hate you, bro.
And guess what? We scrimmaged Free State before the season started.
Yeah.
Spanked them.
Yep.
We played Free State in the charity tournament. Spanked them. I don't want to call myself Free State's daddy, but you're noticing a trend, right?
I love what
they can boo me all they want, man. If those guys, and ironically, actually, Seth and I talked, and actually,
they were having a good time doing it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And like that's the thing, people like. Some people like don't know how to like not make things like personal, keep things kickable. Because like, bro, Aaron and I'm just talking about burning me alive. Bro.
That is
burning me alive.
I got my opinion.
But it's like, bro, like if we're talking kickball, bro, tell me I'm ass over and over. It's like, bro, that's perfectly fine. It's like when we're making things personal, because it's like, dude, like, I'm gonna be unhumble for a moment. It's like I don't think there's a lot of like personal things you can talk shit on me. Any guy 18 to 35 would switch lives with me. I'm like, it's like I get paid to watch sports and get to go to like all these cool sporting events, and I've gone to like every country I've ever wanted to go and see every little.
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, it's like I do. I'm Ocho Cinco's fun. I'm friends with Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: Ocho Cinco gave me some good life advice. He's always like, nobody talks shit about someone's life that's doing worse than them, and that's the truest shit you can ever remember. And so if you're talking about me on a personal level, that means you're doing worse than me in life. Because I sure as hell don't I'm not talking shit on a homeless guy on the side of the street. Like I don't need to worry about him. It's like the quote, like lions don't worry about the opinions of sheep, is like the most true thing ever. And like I'm not saying I'm a lion by any means, but it's like I don't worry. Like I say like most people, you know, kind of have an idea of what I do because I'm like kind of public about it. But it's like, bro, like, do you know what Chance does for a living?
Nope.
Do you know what Trey does for a living?
Nope.
And it's like you don't know what these motherfuckers are doing. It's like sure some people work together or they're friends and this and the other, but it's like. Judging people on a personal level is like the most bonkers shit ever.
Bizarre.
It's the most bonkers shit ever, and it's like, it's all kickball. And sure, like you can be like, yeah, Bryson yelled at me when I was reffing. Like I don't like him. That's a fair takeaway. But it's like you shouldn't like use that as prejudice to like, what if I'm back like you're fucking like what if I'm like Cougar made a bad call in my game? I fucking hate the guy. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah. I was like, no, that's just so stupid. But that's short sighted. That's ball. I love KVKL and. It'll be great, man. I'm excited to see if I can get another IFU. Or I hope I don't get another IFU. I'm a good boy. I love rules. I'm a big rule follower. We all know that. But, that's my first one. Cool. So, Godspeed. Good luck this week. Appreciate it. Yep.